Hello.
Yay! Alex gets to start tonight right.
Yeah, look at that.
Hey,
Started
everybody.
right.
You
You're
Hey.
just special people, man. All of you. You're all special.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's what my therapist says.
Like,
I think you mean something different.
Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Waiting for my evaluation to come through.
My God.
Oh,
hey everybody, how's it going?
insurance is bad, by the way. They were like,
Insurance?
you need mental help. You're a sick son of a bitch. I was like, okay. So you want a referral? Sure. They just got, that was like 9 months ago, and they just got a hold of me. And so I was like, okay, well, apparently I'm sick as fuck. I'm going to use this referral. And they're like, oh, we'll schedule you after September. And I was like, damn, good thing I didn't, like, really need help, because I'd be fucking like, dead by now. You know? They're like, well, there was that guy we were supposed to help. Is he still alive? No.
You know what you could have spent your time on while you were waiting for that?
Self-help books?
Making maps with Incarnate.
Yeah, that's true.
A map to self-help.
I talked about.
Well, you started. Continue.
He's been
Ah,
robbed.
it's an awesome. What is that? Get out of my face with that plastic.
No one
Okay.
cares. Incarnate. It's an intuitive interface that allows you to create what is only the limit of your imagination with Incarnate's maps. They're high-quality art made by the most passionate fantasy artists. It's high-quality
The most.
stamps and textures that will allow you to create fantasy
most.
maps that look crystal clear on both digital and printed formats.
They do.
You have asset variety, whether you're creating a map from from a world, region, city, or battle map. Incarnate provides you with a wide variety of map assets, over 19,000 assets. Ready-to-use maps, need map in seconds? Well, luckily they have an entire library of maps that you can pick and choose and use.
Will you say assets one more time?
Assets.
Nice.
Regular updates, as they constantly update and change and improve their platform. They're very fast when it comes to responses. I know DM Green over here has sent out some like, hey, what about this? What about that? And they're like, oh, we can look into it. We can see about some things, and they've even added them eventually. Their updates are pretty regular, and they let you know when they're working on stuff. One of the best parts about them is their active community. Basically, you're not alone. They maintain a very active community where if you need help making maps, if you want to look and compare maps, you can go to their Discord. They have an entire section of people's created maps that are pretty beautiful. So I highly recommend you go check out Incarnate. For only $5 a month, you can get access to their pro version, which allows you to export in up to 8K, or the $25 a year, or you can try the free version out, which they just upgraded with a bunch of new stuff, so you can try it even more. Go check them out. They're pretty awesome.
There's a time and place for experimenting. It's called Incarnate.
Were you holding
Well,
that one
that's
in?
good for experimenting with maps. What about if I want to like experiment with what my character looks like?
Only if there was an app.
Pinterest.
A pen and paper.
Yeah, pen and
Pen and
paper.
paper. Well,
It's gonna look like a lot of
sometimes you just don't
sticks.
have pen and paper, but you know what you always do have? Generally, a tablet or a mobile phone. With
I
reroll,
bet more people have pens and papers than tablets. And
I would
mobile phones.
disagree in this world nowadays, old man.
Well, I mean, I
Google
guess people that are watching this, that's probably true for.
Yeah, probably.
Anyone that's hearing this message, that's true for.
Anyone that can hear us right now, you probably have some sort of technological device.
Don't you have
The
a
rest of
phone?
you don't matter.
In the famous words of...
That's what I immediately thought of.
Yeah,
Don't you guys have a phone?
In the famous words of Justin, I have a tablet. Do you, peasants?
Yeah.
He just said steeds, though. Still counts. Reroll is a awesome pixel D&D character app that you can use to create a 5e character and create a pixel art to go along with that character. As you see along us, you can see some of our different characters that we've made. There's 14 supported races right now. You have over 280 different forms of armor that you can choose and change from. There's different hues and tones you can change to get your own specific color with different bases and backdrops, all tied into an app on your phone or tablet device. And you can go check them out. They're pretty awesome as well.
They have a Discord.
Check them out.
They have a Discord. You can do it. You can see all the stuff everybody else does.
Everyone has Discord nowadays.
We
Yeah, everything does. Pretty much. That's why Sony bought it.
We have a Discord.
We do.
Oh, God, how would people find
We
it?
don't use it, but
We
we
use
have
a decent
one.
amount. We got the voice thing going on in there. We use it to connect.
I know. I
friends, play
noticed two
some
people
video
have
games.
posted and two people who were supposed to haven't. And, you know, it was a
I
bad idea.
have...
I noticed that. They created the channel, decided those would be there, and yet those two people at the end of the month have not done it.
It's not the end of the month. I got 2
Shame.
more days.
Shame.
It should have been done sooner. I will admit that. But I still have 2 more days.
I haven't figured out how to do it because technology is weird.
I I don't buy that. Not for a split second.
Okay.
You had that
Our-
excuse when I
the
first
mascot
met you. But
First, the mascot. You see, yeah, you sound like some of our customers come into the store.
I know what you're talking about.
Bork works in the chat.
He's like, I don't understand. I'm not a technology person. Anyways.
Our Discord's awesome.
It is pretty
What are you doing,
fantastic.
Sasha?
Giving feedback
Barking.
on games, talking about
Barking.
stratagems, and what like dimensions look like. Like, what does the
Alright.
void look like? Because it's a
Alright.
dimension, but it's a void. How does that even work?
Do you know what's better than the void?
What?
Avoiding
The hype
conversations.
chain that Pikachu just started with her gifted subs.
Oh God!
What?
Oh, Pikachu's back. Nice. Thank you so much for being here.
Pika!
We
I
missed
messaged
you.
her and
Miss you,
I
Pika.
said, on behalf of everybody at Legendary Action, did you die? And she said, no, I have been working. And then we talked about some stuff. We talked about how Justin's slacking on getting Saturday's show running, because that was actually the first thing she asked me about. She says, the Saturday show is still on hiatus? And I said, yes, it is. You can feel free to yell at Justin and tell him you want it back up quickly. You know, I don't know if she did or not, but I gave her permission to.
She hasn't yelled at me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, you know, Pika.
Pika, it's nice to see you, though. Thank you so much for being back. Thank you so much for being a legend with those 5 gift subs. We appreciate it. We love you. It's nice to see you back.
Yeah, I was looking for I saw you in there. I was looking for an opportunity to say it, and then it just went all crazy like the
Hype train, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I thought you
wa-
said chain, by the way, at first. I was
You
like, I
did.
don't know what that is.
Yeah, but to that,
Did I say
Justin's
chain?
always looking for
Yeah.
a fantastic.
That's what I
player.
heard.
I think I also
I
heard
am
chain.
I chain.
So there's
Yeah.
plenty of people are dying up here. You can come save people's lives
Sure.
up here.
Come to Reno,
Listen,
play D&D with us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And save a life near you.
No, that would mean she wouldn't come up here.
well, if
You mean a
you're
life
always
near
saving lives.
you.
Us.
Near
Save a life
us.
near
You.
us.
Yeah, save a
Yeah.
life near us. Yeah, give a crap about other people.
In the words of the great kobold, they speak the true. It's about as much as this dog speaks the true.
You
This
are
dog
being pain.
is having issues.
So.
It's Fridays, man. She's just so energetic and happy with everyone in this building. She's opinionated. She wants people to love her and pay attention.
You go outside?
You can't have
Oh dear.
nearly as many opinions as you would think. She just wants snacks. She knows our kobold is a pushover.
Mhm.
Because this seems to be specific to our kobold.
Very specific.
But speaking
Kobold's a
about
kobold.
specific, we're giving away something specific if we hit our tip donation goal.
Tonight? Yep.
Yeah, our tip date, which really it's about time because we love playing D&D, we love fantasy.
Most of the time.
Most of the
almost all the time.
Almost all the time. But you know what? It's missing. Like on occasion, just add a little spice to the bedroom that is Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons in space. So this month, if we hit our tip goal, we're going to be giving away the D&D Spelljammer Adventures in Space.
Wait, so is it like D&D in space?
It's like D&D. It's very much.
It's
in
even
fact,
in the
it's-
title.
Yeah, it's exactly like D&D in space. In fact, it is D&D in space with D&D races in space.
You know what it
Magic
really,
in space.
If you need to
ships in
describe what
space.
Spelljammer is, it's just the movie Treasure Planet with D&D over the
Oh wait,
top.
so they have
Yeah,
they have
Which
space
is
boats?
Yes.
so good. I love Treasure
It's
Planet.
really good. It's really
Love
good.
Treasure
Yeah, so
Planet.
I heard a rumor that apparently they made a live action. They attempted to make a live action form of it.
No.
No.
The script was written.
Yeah, that doesn't count as making it.
Yeah, I know.
Well, apparently
if you
they
count
made-
that as making it, there are so many stories that.
Well, the reason I say
Never
making it is
existed.
because they
People
casted it.
No, people post like fan casts all the time.
Yeah.
It's got a
If I
cult
was to
following. It's a
make
very
a live
popular
action-
movie.
Yeah. If I was to make a live action of
Oh,
such and such movie.
Treasure Planet is an upcoming movie made by the famous Disney Pictures in that was apparently going to be coming out in 2022.
Boo!
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
you
clearly
can-
that's not happening.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
I
say
need to
they
know more
don't
about
have
this.
much time left.
I
Yeah.
need to know about this now.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's a bunch of nonsense. Quit spreading misinformation.
Hey, you know what? Some of you might have noticed that you can use channel points to do things. And to illustrate that, I have just used some channel points to ask anything. And I asked Matt, what'd you have for dinner?
Fucking a Wendy's hamburger on the way here.
I was
I
really
know.
hoping you were going to say something
It's just-
exciting.
It was disappointing.
Was the hamburger good at least?
I mean, it was Wendy's. It was okay.
What kind of hamburger was it?
It's a hamburger. It's a cheeseburger. I don't
Wendy's weirds me out, and I know it's like just my logical brain, but when they're like, "Oh yeah, our patties are square," I'm just, ooh. I don't want pixel patties. I don't know.
They're not round like they're found in nature.
Yeah, I know. It's
like
me
they
wrong.
grow on the tree.
Bite the
I went
corners.
back into God.
Bite the corners off
patties.
first if it makes you feel better.
Wendy's does have the best chicken nuggets of any fast food place,
Yeah,
and I stand by that.
they're up there. I don't know. I
There are
think
places
Mickey D's might
dedicated
have
to
a little
chicken.
bit of competition
That
there,
doesn't count.
but the one that is very controversial with the pickles that make the chicken. Come on, guys, help me out, guys.
Chick-fil-A?
Guys and go.
Chick-fil-A?
Is
What
it
about?
Chick-fil-A? Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
They make a good sandwich.
Yeah, they have some. They have naked.
Okay, but those are chicken
chicken nuggets.
strips.
they have. Well, they have
No,
chicken
they have
nuggets, and
nuggets.
they have naked chicken nuggets too. I don't know if that's what they actually call them, but that's what I'm calling them. Sounds good.
Probably not.
They
I
have
know
grilled
they're
chicken
Christian.
nuggets.
It's
Not
just
fried
little
chicken
grilled
nuggets.
chicken bites.
They're
I
really
love
good.
them. They're
They're really good. They're really good.
Actually,
Yeah.
since Justin brought it up, there was a question. And Ask Us Anything that was redeemed by Pikachunti, which is hey Ken Reaver, make Saturdays great again.
Okay, see, this is a ask us anything, not tell us anything. Somebody refund those points. Ain't happening.
Yeah,
There's
if we
no
had
Jeopardy.
to demand anything of us, it
I'm
would have to
working
cost
on
a
it.
lot more.
Pika,
than
I'm
100
working on it.
points.
I put a lot of work in this week. We had
We'll see.
basically our session 0. We're almost there.
I
You-
made
you
a
ready? You ready
character.
for something exciting?
Apparently, Matt's.
Minis are being painted. Backstories are being talked about. It's gonna be great.
Well, I live here now, so.
So here at the table.
Well,
So yeah.
Yeah.
So if that makes you excited,
Let's go ahead
maybe
and let that
Justin's
count on
doing
the back.
something right.
Matt's gonna be on that show.
Speaking of Justin,
Yeah.
he's our bits leader giveaway person for this month. So congratulations to him. Whoever's our bits leader, if we hit that good old 1,000 mark, you'll be getting a personalized gift from our very own Justin, the Kin Reaver, the Reaver of Kieran.
I don't even know what that means, but
You're making
you
it
know,
all up.
yeah.
But it's still July.
It is still
It's just
July.
you.
No, I'm August.
No, you're July.
No, Tara's
No, he's
August.
July.
No, he
No.
was June.
He's June.
June.
but it didn't happen.
How is it that I'm just now hearing about this thing?
You're
So
right.
we said it last week, but you were extremely late.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember the part where we
I was late.
didn't have a
Yeah.
couple episodes?
Yeah.
Mm.
So it.
Okay. All right. Well, whoever it is, are gonna get something awesome. It's probably a picture of my right foot. Just throw that up.
#feetfinder.com. Not sponsored.
No sponsor.
If it was, that'd be a weird.
It won't be a picture of my foot. I promise. I
Find
listen
the
to that to my
left.
closest
Find the
friends.
left to your right here at viewfinder.com.
Wait a minute.
Unless you really want a picture of his feet, you may be amenable. Just be like, hey, just put bids in. I'm not really even into feet. I just want to know what they look like.
Kind of seems like you're into feet.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I'm like, hey, you do you. I don't get it.
See, yeah. I'm a really big fan of specific celebrities, and I've still never tried to Google their feet.
Nope. And most feet, like even on like really attractive people, you see something and their feet come up, and you're just like, wow. So those look like that kind of thing. the feet don't match. I don't know. Anyway, it's happened. I don't know. You've been on the internet,
Do my
right?
feet match? My body?
No, not where you're going.
Feet finder.
I mean, they look like feet.
Yeah, I got regular feet.
I
They're
second
just-
that
I got
opinion.
There's some weird vibes going on tonight. You guys are weird.
Hey, I'm the
You're
one who
weirding
walked
me
in.
out,
I'm
alright?
the one that walked in on that weird conversation.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We're not going to bring that conversation
It's
up.
out of context.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
definitely out of context.
All the way out of context. Across the street from context.
Across the street from context, you wave at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
It's
little-
like, I knew it was there, but I couldn't point it up in a lineup, so.
God.
Whoa.
Anyways, I think we're ready to play D&D, right? We can play our Too Long Didn't Watch. catch up on what happened last week in the super exciting episode of Watch Werewolf Beat the Shit Out of My Players. It was a great episode, one of my favorites so far. Yeah.
Oh, you know, you put
Yeah.
stuff
That was
against stuff
fun.
we don't want to
you know,
kill.
I
That's
got-
hard.
Just got
I know.
bit on the arm.
I had a little sweat going on, you know. That's about it.
I tell you one thing right now. I didn't actually get to play in that fight.
That's true. Stop
Yeah.
right before
Which is
your
good
turn.
because I was looking at that werewolf and looking at my smite coming up, and I was like, this ain't gonna be good for him.
Justin, is Ulthion a chivalrous paladin?
Yes.
Dude, I dare you to have like just some commoner very upset with him just start beating the crap of
Yeah.
female. Just have him start beating the crap knowing you can't hit her back. Just
Why
like
can't I hit her back?
bam! Because chivalry.
Chivalry is a code of conduct on the battlefield.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not talking about you know what I'm talking
If
about.
some being of any sort starts pummeling the shit out of me, I'm gonna pummel back. Yeah.
Okay, well, we know where Justin stands, so ladies watch yourself.
He's an equal opportunity pummeler.
Ulthion stands,
I
I
was
should say.
going to say that
The
exactly.
girl you're seeing doesn't know that this is live right now, right? She's not here. Just
In the context
we're gonna
of
get to know
medieval
Justin
spaces.
real quick if we watch some D&D. He's like, a parking ticket and just starts killing everybody.
What the hell was wrong with
That
you?
almost got her to cover the
Every time,
That was
every
close.
time I roll a one, Andy's like, "You can re-roll that."
Yeah, every time. You reroll it.
It's okay. Oh, I forgot to mention you had advantage. Go ahead.
Yeah. Something to give him inspiration in the store
Please, please.
really quick.
Please.
Which that'll be fun because when on your show we'll be using the action point store again. So
Yep.
it's always fun.
It's really neat. Yeah.
Justin loves it. It's his favorite thing about being on Legendary
It
Action.
it kind of is now. It kind of is now. The idea that somebody outside of the game can screw us over or make things more complicated, add complexity to encounters and stuff is really neat. I like
I like it. I've
Yeah.
grown really accustomed to it going off, and I'm just like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Now I get to raise their AC.
Yeah. Monsters have allies, and my brain goes, "Ooh, what am I bringing to the table?"
Well, and
Yeah.
you got stuff on both sides, so it balances out, but it just makes the game like more intense.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and,
intense,
like,
dynamic,
higher
and
stakes. Yeah.
you just can't count on it being a simple fight.
Well, the neat thing
Yeah.
about D&D 5e especially is you kind of can sense when the fight has officially shifted in or out of your favor. It's
Mm.
really, you can sense that. And once that happens, it's just a snowball effect of eventually we kill the bad guys or we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
And so being able to use the action points especially, but even the tip store, to throw in these game changers is awesome.
Yeah,
we're
we've
kicking
had
this
some
guy's butt
crazy-
and then suddenly legendary drain.
We've had some
Awesome.
crazy stuff happen in your guys' favor with heals
true.
when it comes to being healed.
It's true. Lethal Lilith.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Coming through with a clutch.
Praise
That's
be.
true.
And I still have
Yeah.
my personal
Mhm.
favorite thing to use the
Praise
point
be
channel
to the Lord.
points for.
Mm.
It's just
Which
me,
is
me saying I fucked up.
That's true.
Somebody play that right now.
I'm
Somebody
trying
use
to.
I have my favorite thing: the sound of my own voice.
No,
it.
I
You
just
don't want to play with them?
Yeah.
no. It's just so I always laugh because I remember the moment in which I fucked up,
Mm.
and it was great because I had utter confidence in the moment of the video game I was playing, and I jumped and hopped, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna win," and then I just see the floor going, "Woo," and I'm like, "Oh, I fucked up," and then I
Somehow
died.
said it though.
It's not.
It was
I
very
know.
dramatic.
It was very dramatic about
Oh, I
it.
covered my hands over my
Yelled.
face and yelled.
Yeah.
There was pain. There was a pain and suffering in that.
And then one of our friends of the channel, Queen Reaper, cut that out for us and sent it to us.
What a
So
doll!
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was great.
What a queen!
Yeah,
Queen Reaper's cool.
She is. She's dope.
The queen.
She started streaming again, which is good.
Yes, very good.
So
I
that's
noticed.
exciting.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
trying to
sir.
convince me to come back to Siege.
Yeah.
I may have downloaded it again.
Of
Mm.
course you did.
That's
I'm
why.
a good
That's
queen.
why I
Somebody
sent you
blinks
that
at you 3
meme.
times when you re-download Siege.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Like, I hate this game.
It's
I never played it again. 2 months later, back to Siege. I'm back to
I'm gonna go
Siege.
install it now.
I'm back to Siege. Or not. You can do whatever you want. Anyway, so we're gonna play D&D.
Yeah,
So it's
let's
too
go.
long didn't watch.
Come on,
Enough
do
about
your thing.
battle
Da-da,
video
da-da,
games.
da-da.
Exactly. I'm definitely looking forward to killing you guys tonight. Anyways.
Look, I'm trying to make this
Good luck with
happen.
that.
That's just right.
It's never.
Hello and welcome to Legendary Recap, episode 142, One Hellish Wolf. As Katarina steps That's a portal from hell, having gone to get Hargraves back using a favor we gained from Glacia after dealing with the cult of Mephistopheles. Only for them to get heated and a fight to break out, as Hargraves just isn't himself.
There is a waft of heat and sulfur that kind of permeates throughout the room through the cultist's lair, and a portal opens.
Ah! Stand up.
The room is flooded with light and heat, and Katerina comes running through it, jumps through the portal, and turns to face it. And there is a powerful, loud howl of a wolf that comes out from the portal behind her. And this massive werewolf jumps through after her. Its fur smoldering, scarred, and its eyes filled with hate and aggression. And then the portal closes.
As the battle continues, a frenzied Hargraves attacks the party. They're forced to try non-lethal means, only for Katerina, in a moment of brilliance, to put him to sleep. After inspecting their wounds, Katerina and Ulthion realize that they fester from the werewolf bite.
The circumstances around it are a little bit strange, but ultimately, most people on average have till their first full moon before the curse sets in permanently. So there are alchemical remedies that can staunch it. Assuming this is the normal curse of a werewolf, the normal curse itself, it should be, as long as this is running the normal course of affliction, it shouldn't have to worry about turning anytime soon.
Moving into the mansion more to rest, the party reaches out to contact one of Trin's friends, a member of the Lorewalkers, to help with Hargraves. Waiting until the morning, the party saddles up, ready to move Hargraves to a manor secluded and safe for him to rest. Katerina decides the party should wait for him to rise, as they all shack up and get ready to continue their ride to this mysterious manor.
There is, on the side of the road, a wagon that has kind of broken down. And passing by it, you see that there are several Ravashan soldiers who are in it, around it, working on it. And that slowly turns into a tide of soldiers who are wounded, who are marching and heading towards Conewald. And you realize that you're heading in the direction that eventually, if you traveled far enough, would take you directly to Teutoburg, which would be the front lines of the war. So the marred, scarred, and tortured souls of those soldiers who are fighting on that front are heading back this way for whatever reasons, either to seek reinforcements or to be rested. Their bloodied, mangled body parts, most missing, some of them burnt as though exposed to some great and dangerous fire. You see maidens of the Temple of Tela in makeshift camps, applying and assisting them, doing the best they can to heal their wounds and give them some bit of comfort before they pass on. A grim reminder of what the rest of the Empire and the world might face. And though you still might be weeks of travel from Teutoburg itself, the war has already reached this far. Until next Friday. Bye-bye.
Whoa. Can't believe you said that.
Hello.
And so
There's no
stuff
proof.
happened last week.
Yeah, some stuff did happen.
I don't know. I don't remember. I took a nap on a chair. That was
Oh my
nice.
God. We just went through it with the TL. That's the whole point.
I got torn apart.
No, I was saying Godric was happy. You got to take a nap on a chair.
I got torn apart.
Oh, God. Yeah, you did.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
Me and Katarina got turned into werewolves. Maybe.
Almost.
I'll never be sure.
And I owe a favor to some wizard.
This could take a huge.
You do.
Yeah, I do.
For all I know, this werewolf virus could take hundreds of years on an elf.
No.
That's
Not
fair.
everything takes 100 years. If you get slashed in half by a sword, it's not going to take you 100 years to die.
Could take me
Not
100
everything
years.
gets extended because you're an elf.
I've been slashed a few times by a sword and I'm still alive.
Not in
It could be
half.
slowly killing me.
Not in half.
That's called breathing.
You're rusty.
He does have sort of a point.
No one else has a point? A sword.
Yeah, and guess what? We saw a point hit him and didn't do nothing.
True. A weak ass dagger.
Oh, yeah, that is true. They're alluding to the time where Locke kind of went crazy and started trying to stab people.
One people.
He just went full robot. He's like, stab humans!
He went crazy and tried to stab person.
Human
Yeah.
stab.
Yeah. Human elves.
Just me.
or whatever.
I
It
love
only
stabbing.
once.
I love
Do it
killing
again, I dare
people.
Don't be just salty.
It's not murder if they have it coming.
Ooh.
Listen,
I
if
just-
like Anakin Skywalker, you just pretend you're in a field of daisies and you're cutting them down, you're all right.
I just shared my 23-month subiversary.
Mm.
One more month, y'all.
One
One more
more
month.
month. 2 years of
Yeah.
subs.
Yeah, I was confused because I was like, I just resubbed him. I was like, oh wow, oh yeah, I forgot there's like a 6-month period where I just didn't subscribe because I forgot.
That's true.
We didn't forget.
Even though we reminded you.
And Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Well,
Pepperidge Farm.
And Pepperidge Farms ain't gonna
remembers.
forget. Pepperidge Farms gonna expect you to pay up the debt. Keep Pepperidge Farms quiet. I don't know. Whatever.
Go full mafioso.
I like the
Sledgehammer.
bag.
Mm.
Sledgehammer to the
You remember
kneecap.
when women didn't vote? Pembridge Farm remembers.
That's a hardcore one.
The Ashburn Estate. Pepperidge Farm remembers the Ashburn Estate.
I don't know,
Does
I've
it?
never been there.
All right, so you gotta talk to yourself probably.
No, I don't.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I don't.
Oh yeah, you probably will.
No, I don't.
What?
No, I don't.
You're gonna have two characters in the scene.
I-
Also,
they're not both
which,
my
which,
characters.
which one of
When-
your
when-
characters is walking away
Those
with
of
us?
you watching.
When Hargraves got left in hell, abandoned, well, self-sacrificed.
Self-sacrifice.
Okay.
Yeah, get it right.
Oh,
dude.
no,
I
he
know
was
how to tell my
abandoned.
own stories.
He was abandoned by his player.
Kinda was.
Well,
and then very quickly by the rest of his friends
Yeah,
for a few months.
and maybe forever
Yeah.
if Trin didn't make such a stink about it.
Look, if I real
Sure.
life get trapped in hell and you guys don't come and get me, I understand. That's all I'm saying.
Wow, I thought we had some like Stranger Things bonds going on here, but
No,
apparently not.
It's not the 80s.
Apparently, you feel different about our relationship than I do.
You would come and get me?
Yeah, I would.
If any of you get trapped in hell, I will personally go there and murder every devil there.
Wow, I'm just not a good friend.
methinks
Well-
he doth protest too much.
Maybe that's why I'll go to hell
Okay.
because I'm better than
Also,
you.
I'm
I
not
also
okay,
think
nobody,
I'd
how
be
you
fairly
doing?
ineffective at anything, so I'll just like get to hell and be like, "Can I have him back?" And then, "No, but you can get tortured." And I'll be like, "That makes sense."
Well, tell him I tried.
Locke's just like, round 2, go.
How's that for torture too? It's like, oh yeah, no, your friends were coming to save you, but they quit because this is hell.
try to outsmart them like you're totally into it. And they know you're lying. They're like, you know, lying's a sin, so just know that you're doing it. I'm so into this. You fell right into my trap. I got you right where I want you. Ow! It hurts so good. Anyway. Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
So we're in a carriage, yeah,
A
on our way
garage.
to the Ashburn estate
Yes.
where Hargraves is being cared for.
Yes.
Mhm.
Correct the mood.
Where he went to rehabilitate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Such violence is
totally fucked my dice up, dude. What the fuck?
I like that we all have different dice personalities at the table.
So,
Do you?
We do.
Do you?
We do. We do. At least most of us do.
I
Like,
think
you're a
he's
hoarder,
addressing me directly.
for sure. Mike is a fancy dice person. They're almost all metal and fancy. There are no generic dice in his collection
Yeah.
at all. I don't think you care about dice at all. I think you just reach over and grab the nearest D20 or whatever and roll it.
That is
each
true.
time. I think you're kind of the same way. Yeah. I have one set of dice in one box, and I only use these ones unless I absolutely have to use other ones.
I only have two
And then
die.
Also,
I only have
sit
two die
next
that
to
matter.
a hoarder because
Yeah,
I have
or
plenty.
south.
The diabolical.
Yeah, the diabolical.
We've had this conversation, Matt. You just gotta add some pizzazz to that hand
Fucking
roll.
Doom Twins. Dude, I swear I cannot believe that worked. It made me so mad.
It was so good.
That was funny.
It's a matter of
I also like to leave all my
chance.
dice on ones. It's not superstition. It's so the dust collects on the one, and then when I roll it, the one is heavier than anything else. So then the one is on the bottom.
Should probably leave
It's
them.
called cheating.
Probably
I,
leave them uncovered then, huh?
I do the
Mhm.
exact opposite.
Yeah.
I like when I have to roll a bunch of dice. I like rolling individuals because I feel like I have a higher chance of success. I don't.
We
but I
found the
think
flaw
so.
in your logic.
It's because my logic is made up.
All right.
How much time are we planning on spending here?
I don't know, as much as it takes, I suppose.
From what? Wait.
I'm planning on being here until at least when he wakes up.
Could be a while.
Maybe, but I owe him that much.
Well, I mean, like, what do you even say when he wakes up? Oh, thanks for hanging out and help for us. Sorry about that. It's our mistake. But we got your back. I don't even know what you say to someone after something like this. I'm doing that thing where I fill the gap because no one else is talking. And Locke's just kind of look. You guys knew him, you were friends, you went to hell together, maybe it's like, way to go, bro. Maybe there's some, like, bro bonding stuff, some, like, you guys went through the shit. Like, I know you don't remember. You went through some shit. Take my word for it, you went through some shit.
Well, it'd be easier to commiserate if we could remember.
Yeah, well, not everybody gets everything they want.
Apparently not.
I agree with Katerina. I want to be here when he awakes. At least so he has a familiar face.
Very human of you. Well, human of you all.
Honestly, I don't care about this at all. I'm here because you are.
I don't know why I expected anything different.
He's also not friends with Hargraves, I don't believe.
Well, I understand the intricacies of the fact that he's your friend, and that you feel responsible for what happened. I get that, and I respect your need to make it right, but sacrifices have to be made, and I think at the time Hargraves chose to make that sacrifice. I imagine once he wakes, he may be very angry at us just for intervening.
Well, then he can stew in his anger.
Well, that, and it's not like intervening took back anything you sacrificed.
Time.
Well, what I mean is, it's like you're all still safe. It's not like we were like, oh yeah, no. We know you totally sacrificed yourself so your friends could get away, but we totally went take backsies and took that from you, and now you're safe, but they're in hell. Everyone's relatively okay.
True. I suppose as long as we only spend a little bit of time here, it won't be that bad.
Well, you heard him, so we only have like a year or two. Then we really gotta get going.
You're finally catching on to my humor. It's appreciated. Run my hand through your hair.
Well, I try.
Godric, did you drink something wrong?
I think the ale I left in that water skin is not good anymore.
When did you put it in there?
I don't remember.
Oh, then yeah, probably. It's probably not good at all. It's... Godric, I understand. You know fermentation and how ale is made and how that all works? It doesn't keep going after you, like, open it and, like, put some spit and backwash in there. It just goes downhill. You gotta ferment in the right conditions. I'm not an expert. I'm just jack of all trades.
It's always funny when Twin laughs at himself. Because I don't see the joke.
My favorite part is when he points out into the open field and winks at it.
He's practicing for when he has people watching him.
Oh, that makes sense, yes.
Yeah,
You would have grown accustomed to having an audience.
Yeah, well, you gotta practice, because you gotta be charismatic. Especially when you're trying to influence the will of the people. I mean, you gotta buy favor. You know, not all of us have, like, natural, gravitational stuff. Some of us have to work at it. Not all of us can, like, walk up in a really shiny outfit and be like, well, God sent me. And then they just suddenly get everybody's respect.
He's talking about us.
Yeah, well, more you than her. She's just really nice and kind of pretty. So people tend to listen to her.
I think Catherine is far more than really nice and kind of pretty.
See, that's exactly the kind of shit I'm talking about. Right there.
What?
I do think that was a genuine compliment.
Should we mark this down as a momentous occasion?
Compliment you? I don't compliment him, but I compliment you. Compliment you all the time too, Trent.
Yes, you do.
And Locke's here.
Yes. He is.
Speaking of Locke, what are you gonna say to him?
I'm gonna apologize. It's the best I can do.
Hey, Godric, try something from my water skin.
We were all trapped in the first place because of me, so after I apologize, I'll let him say what he needs to say.
Well, if he gets really upset and wants to use you as some weird metallic chew toy.
I'm pretty
what
sure
if
he tried.
What if all this is pointless and we get there and he's just like, just fucked up? Like, what if he's like mentally deranged and needs someone to take care of him forever?
I assume that's what your friends are going to help him with.
That's what I thought you called in support for.
Well, no, that's not for that. That's just to get... Well, one, if he does go crazy, he's outside of the city.
Then we'll pay your friends to take him somewhere that he can get help.
I don't think there's, like, a place you can just send someone for that.
Then return him to his brothers and the Blood Hunters.
Blood Hunters, I've read of these, but we don't have any on Eridor. I don't understand, is it some sort of adventurers guild?
Sort of.
I have no idea.
Monster slayers, other sort of work.
Adventurers, then? How did he become a werewolf?
Well, it's part of their enclave. So, blood hunters are like strange creatures. They're not entirely human all the time.
If I'm not mistaken, I remember him talking about being taken as a young child, I think.
Well, they learn stuff from these monsters that they hunt, and then they adapt those things to help them be better at whatever they're trying to do, which is generally, taking contracts and, working on the Enclave's behalf to further their ends. It's almost like a guild.
Or a knightly order, even.
Close.
Interesting. And Godric, he was a Goliath, but he's not...
Goliathy?
Well, no, not that. It's just... Well, he didn't have any of the same markings or hairstyle or anything that you had.
He was taken from his tribe, so he was not raised the way Goliath was raised. He was raised as a blood hunter.
Well, I mean, shit. What you saw was not even really a blood hunter anymore. It was a full-fledged werewolf. Like, he passed on the curse to you and Katarina. I think it might be some sort of weird side effect from being stuck in that form for so long. Like, it's a survival mechanism.
I've seen them transform into something like that before. This one was much larger and definitely hit harder.
You think it just gets worse as he stays in there?
That or some devilish thing had a hand in him,
Oh no, I didn't
gave him power.
get that kind of sense. Why would you empower someone you're trying to trap and hold? I think it was a survival mechanism, and it got worse. It's something that you would have to tame or hold back, kind of like your rage. What if you were raging all the time? You would just become a monster.
I've pointed in the right direction. It's effective.
One perspective, yes, a monster. In another perspective, I think you'd become quite tired.
I think the best we can hope for is that being that way shielded him or protected him somehow while he was there.
Maybe they were. From what I know, the little I know through working with the choir, that they were created during an age of power, way back when, where magic was much more fraught and uncontrolled, before a lot of the wizards and circles started up. And there was even conflicts between mages and sorcerers and those of the blood hunters. The strange types of raw magics that they, I guess for lack of a better word, tampered with to do the things that they were trying to do. But it was also a dire time for humans, so I think they felt like they had to. Monsters were much more prevalent. It would be kind of like when we were in those towns with all the undead everywhere. It'd just be survival. Imagine that, but everywhere, of all different types and shapes.
So then all of these blood hunters are lycanthropes?
No, they're not all lycanthropes from what I understand. Some of them are downright mysterious. It depends on the enclave themselves. Generally, a group that runs together will have similar abilities, but they all come from different sources. I've heard of things like ghostly ones and dark pacts and rituals. Really, if you're not familiar with the enclave they come from, it could be anything. Generally, it's not a positive angelic force. It's normally something darker, twisted, depraved that was used out of necessity or bastardized.
Yes, and dark powers often lead to... Well, I suppose what I should say is, when you're looking for a shortcut to power, often the best path is the dark one.
Yeah, but normally they're pretty honed and controlled. At least from what I understand. Scary, but controlled.
So if we could find his people, his order, maybe they could look after him?
Yeah. You could enlist the Silver Choir to help get him back to his enclave if that's what he wants, or if he is too sick or beyond recovery.
Send him to live in the manor in Leon.
I'd
Well,
rather
if
not
he's sick
send
and
a
beyond
raging
recovery,
werewolf.
I don't think that's the best route.
I guess we can't know what the best plan is going to be until he wakes up and we see how he is.
Not only that, but acting a bit entitled if we think it's our responsibility to choose what happens to him.
Well, if something has gone wrong with like his transformation, the only people who are really gonna know how to fix that are his enclave. It's not like regular alchemy that someone can just figure out or deduce or diagnose. They're very secretive. You wouldn't want to be able to pass on the tool that is whatever he's affected by to just anybody. That, and maybe there's a certain way it has to be done.
Then all we can really do is suggest and see if he's alright or sane enough in the head to do it.
Guess so.
It's interesting, well, it's philosophical, maybe for another time. How much further is this manor?
Hopefully close. It's very tight in this thing.
I told
You guys have been on the road for a few hours, so you should be getting close to him now. You left the wounded and the distraught behind a while ago on the side of the road.
I feel a little bad.
Not much we can do for returning soldiers.
Does make one want to go fight, though. I know we have better things to do, and it's important that we do everything else. Just,
Well, we
There's
are
a-
fighting different battles.
yes, but there's a yearning to fight with everyone else, especially when they do not have the same capabilities as us.
Understandable.
If we were to include us in a battle like that, we would change tides.
Perhaps, but it has to be done the right way. You also have a great propensity for collateral damage.
The what now?
Well, you'd be controlled, but let me simple out this. If you don't try really hard, you could end up causing the same amount of damage to our side.
No. They just go farther into their side.
Well, sure, but in a big crowded place with all that chaos, you may not know.
I'm imagining if it's a war, I would just charge farther into them, and then everyone else around me should be an enemy. I just swing harder.
It's your strategy has merit. Sure.
Simple strategies.
Right, but we would be there too as well. So
Then
what does
you can-
Locke do with his fireball when our people are surrounding?
What
their
he
people?
normally does. He blows them up in front of me.
Armies are blunt instruments. We're more like surgical tools. We get behind the lines and kill the leaders,
I want
slay
to
the
be
dragons.
the blunt tool.
All right. well,
Sometimes
we'll
it's
be
kind
our
of
blunt
nice
tool.
to be the hammer that strikes the thing.
Anvil.
Teleport the both of us on
Yes.
the top of the wall, and then I'll lightning bolt down the stretch of the wall, and then you clear out what I miss.
See, this is why he's the brains and I'm the anvil. No. Muscle. No.
And then we go
Brawn.
open the
There
gate.
it is.
And then we go open the gate. Battle's won, right?
Yeah.
Well, if we can better serve our cause by being on the front lines.
And when we wake up from this wonderful dream, we find out they have wizards on their side and Menjo almost as strong as you, probably animals, and more than one gate, and moats, traps,
This still sounds fun
siege
to me.
weapons.
Sounds like a challenge we're doing.
you
Don't
can
say.
only kill so many people with one swing of your sword.
Exactly. I try swinging harder and see how many more I can add.
What I mean is you're more useful in the dungeon, behind
That-
enemy lines.
Well, yes. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying what I would like to do, but I can't. Because it's better to do this.
If what you're feeling is the call to battle, I understand that quite a bit.
Yes, exactly what it is. I'm feeling angry. Not angry. A desire to go help where I might feel like I can.
Bloodlust.
Yep.
I do, in fact, worship a god of war.
Wait, what?
Alatrari. War, vengeance, and justice.
Those last two are new to me. Like, I didn't know that your god was that as well.
Three faces. Oh well.
Well, so what is... I know that we want to go to the maze of end, not ending this. With that.
In Nathea,
Yeah, that place.
right, Majocracy.
So,
Theoretically, it's not far from here, but it is in the direction those armies were returning from.
so then what... We have a little bit of a ride left. Do we want to see what we want to do once... Well, talk about it. So if Hargraves is fine, or he wants to do something else.
What are our options?
I mean, we could, we still got to find the keys. We have a baby, maybe not baby dragon in, the Orc Kingdoms to deal with. That is being asked for by the Banner, well, on the Banner Alliance is being asked, I believe. And we can help them on their behalf.
I think we need to go to the maze. That'll be our best chance at helping Locke, and we're going to do anything to help our friends, just like we always do.
Integrity is important. We can't act as a single unified wall against evil if one of ours is prone to murderous fits.
Just throw them deeper into the problem.
That was your strategy for the last thing, too.
Exactly. It's similarities.
I think we need to protect us first. Without us, I think the world stands much less of a chance.
Maybe if I motivate you in a specific way. Nathea liked to make lots of monsters. You could get to kill something very unique.
I want luck. I want it better. I'm just torn. As normal. I want to do two things at once, and I cannot. So, here we are.
Understandable. Well, then I guess...
Well, we're talking about him like he's not here. That's mainly because he's being real quiet.
Sometimes he isn't here, even when he's right there.
Well, I've been thinking about Hargraves and his form, how he was more werewolf than usual since times we've seen him change. The effect is a curse, and a progressive one. He may have had rituals that he kept secret from us that keep the curse from spreading, like an illness or a cancer. And that long without it and under such stress could be took a more aggressive form.
Well,
And it's all the more reason to get him back to his brotherhood. They will have, if it is rites and rituals that keep the curse from taking its full form, they'll know what to do if those rituals fail. I don't know enough about blood hunters. It's just a suspicion.
it's just our best bet. I'd hate to think that we return them to them just for them to go like, oh, this one's lost, and just throw them on the pile, kind of thing. The pile of dead bodies is what I was referring to. Like,
A rabid dog.
yeah,
Sometimes it's a mercy.
We're doing that thing we did with Marcus.
What?
We're trying to make a decision for someone that they can make for themselves. All we need to do is honor Hargraves. Whatever he wants is what he'll do.
I mean, when I spoke up, I was meant, like, what does he want to do about himself?
'Cause
You have more important things than my troubles.
You're second on the list, though.
If you all insist, I can't stop you, and I certainly won't let you go without me.
Well, do you suppose we could hire a wizard as powerful as you? Somewhere else?
I don't think you could afford that wizard.
I agree. So we do need you. Which means you need to be right.
Yeah, it's not like we can just put you in timeout. If you start casting really powerful magics, let's not pretend that you're not a really powerful and proficient mage.
What if there was some sort of contingency, though? What if you could weave some sort of spell or an item that we could use if you were to glitch out again?
I'm not much of an enchanter, so an item would be difficult for me. Spells, maybe there's something.
Couldn't you just put him asleep like you did with Hargraves?
I don't sleep, and I can't be put to sleep.
Well, that sucks.
Magic is...
I have something I could do, but he'd have to be willing, and I doubt in that state that you would be.
Dangerous or not, you're all dangerous, and I assume you'd be nearby in the event of me losing myself again.
Yeah, well, that's not really how we should handle something like that.
It'd be bad enough fighting a dragon with the 5 of us, but to have to fight that dragon and you, not a good idea. We got into there. You said you were in agreement with it if it's what we wanted to do.
Agreement, no, but I won't stop you, and I won't let you do it without me. So it's a sort of entrapment, really.
Yeah, we very well may have to have you along. It is a very magical place. It'd be silly if we didn't bring you along.
I've always wanted to go. So, I won't lie, that part of it intrigues me. But this maze sounds incredibly dangerous. We'd be risking everything just stepping foot into it. Our entire mission, everything we've worked so hard for, we may never come back to.
Which we risk on a regular basis, and then on top of that, we risk it with any kind of encounter with you being unpredictable. But on the other end, after the risk, if it pays off, we'll be in a much better place.
Who knows if it'll pay off? Could be we get to the end and then...
Well, I'm pretty confident in our abilities, and we're not going to do well with that kind of attitude.
We saved Hargraves. It took some time, and it didn't work on our first attempt.
If we can rip a werewolf back from hell, I think a maze is doable, right, Katarina?
Just break down all the walls in a straight line, right? Go deeper into the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I would be shocked if that hasn't been tried.
But not by us.
A
I
bunch
would
of
say
wizards are going in there. They're a bunch of
coincidentally,
nerds.
Because we're better than everyone else. Because we're thunder dangerous.
We are Thunder Dangerous.
We
And
saved Rivergate. We saved the ore. We definitely didn't die and need to restart. But that's a completely
we have
different
a daughter
conversation.
of Hecate with us.
Ex-daughter?
No, I think she's still a daughter.
A war master?
No, we have a war master who can go red eyes and just throw him at him like a rabid raccoon.
A war wizard.
I'm a war wizard. He's a war master.
We can keep calling me a law master if you prefer.
There's a lot of things that have changed and I haven't remembered yet. It takes a while. And then we have
The point is, I'm agreeing with Godric, which means we have to be right. Because that never happens.
I say we all adapt war titles.
When did he?
Yes.
I'll be a war lore walker. And Katarina can be a war
Or
sorceress.
A war walker.
A war walker and a war sorceress.
That sounds sort of like those large animals in the sea.
I heard something else.
A warbarian.
No. This doesn't roll off the tongue.
Barbarian, saving Marion, carrying all this weight on his back, on the attack. What?
Who is this Maid Marian?
Some hot chick from somewhere far away. In my imagination.
It's a displaced noble from the Shattered Coast. It's a very common human tale.
Continue.
She's no Inara.
No, I don't think
So
anyone
the question is, how are we getting to the nether region is place?
is. The Nether Majocracy.
That one.
We continue on this road further, or we waylay through some teleportation.
Teleportation is never bad, especially if we keep going this way.
Well, it's bad.
Never
sometimes.
bad. It's been bad more than once for us.
It's been bad more than it's been good. Actually, yeah, I'm thinking.
I have
No.
a feeling we're cursed sometimes.
Yes, you've mentioned that before.
It just if we keep going this way, we go to where the battling and war is, and
Do you know what the odds were that we brought not just a demon back with us, but one that powerful?
50-50.
Very high. It would have sensed, at the very least, my divine energy.
Oh, I'm glad you can take credit for it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he did like make a dude's head pop off.
That wasn't me, that was the demon.
I don't know. You snapped your fingers, and then he was gone, and then he was back without a head.
You know what? You're right. It is a power I
The
have.
question is, do we...
Yeah.
The question is, do we travel through teleportation and risk doing that and killing a bunch of innocent people again? Or travel down this road for many days through the front lines of the war and then reach our destination?
Well, there's 5 of us. Maybe we just vote.
Killing many innocent people on the way.
Both ways.
Innocent soldiers.
Well, not innocent if they're on this side of the cult, right?
I don't know.
We do what we have to.
I have little goblin feet and little goblin legs, so I vote teleport.
You're going to be riding.
I vote riding on a teleportation.
I think the term is third time is the charm.
This time we'll get everyone killed.
No, third time's the charm is going to work.
The Elven saying is every time is a charm. I think I'm for the teleportation as well.
I agree. I think if we limit ourselves to not use it, it's going to slow us down a lot.
I'd give Burrup a vote, but he's sleeping.
Time
And let's be honest, whenever we travel in an indirect way, stuff happens. Like jail.
I don't know. Part
Or
of me
having
wants-
to stop at each and every town and right some wrong.
Or I don't
Well-
know. Part of me kind of wants to get stopped along the way by bandits,
Well-
and then we just scare the shit out of them.
Those are the rules of the road. You right wrongs as you go.
Right, which I have no problem
Wrong.
doing.
You right the wrongs.
Yes, which we should do. And
Yeah.
I'm all for that. But, hear me out, if we avoid the road, we make better time.
Yes, that's what I was saying. That's why I was saying teleport. Because if you're on the road, you gotta follow the laws of the road.
Agreed.
What are the laws of teleport?
I think we've all voted for teleportation. I don't think we need to debate about it.
Oh dear.
But the rules of the teleport,
What?
we'll write them ourselves. Rule number 1, never bring a demon with you.
Well, you took the credit for that. You can't look at me anymore.
Rule number 1.
It was your
Watch out
your
for
bright
demons.
luminescence
It's true.
attracted
Yeah.
such devastation.
Perhaps.
Or we got very unlucky.
Rule number 1. Don't rely on spell scrolls.
That seems to be a very good rule.
Rule 2: don't bring a shiny paladin.
That's kind of discriminatory, don't you think?
Well, I mean, he's the one that said it was his fault, so.
It's his fault. It's kind of
Paladin is a more human term.
Don't.
Don't bring an elf with you?
No. That's
We are pretty shiny.
don't. Avoid pacts on the way. Avoid pacts.
Is that the estate up there?
But it better be. I don't see any other buildings.
All right. It's a work in progress. We're getting started. I'll have more by the time we go.
I'll ask for an update in a couple of days.
No, that's not a good rule. Ooh. skip a meal. Yeah.
Why do we have to skip the meal?
Well, I don't know about you, but when I teleport, I get a little rumbly in my tummy, not in a good way.
That's the gutter gumbo trying to fight its way back
No,
out.
no, I eat gutter gumbo all the time. With Mom's recipe, it's fine. So, says the guy that eats friggin' year-old, gross, friggin' fermented stuff. Ale, mead, booze.
Yes.
Wait, this just happened earlier, just like a little bit ago.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, don't insult my gumbo. It's not the gumbo, it's the magic trip. Magic trip. All right.
So as Trin drones on writing his rules, the carriage driver alerts you that you're coming into the Ashburn estate, and the wide fields of wheat and small farmsteads and small villages stretch out before you. Near the center of it, along the road, you see this building of dazzling stone and clean half timber construction, and it kind of stands amid a series of these wild, like rolling wildflower beds. Along those rolling grounds, there's great and tall, like well tended to trees. Rows of lattice windows show it to be only 3 stories, but each is easily twice as tall as one might expect from a building. A veritable forest of chimneys projects out from the blue roof above the gables, dormers, and cornices, each a unique swirl of intricate designs. Crossing beyond the fence line to the estate, and following the road leads over a small bridge and moat, which cuts underneath the gatehouse to a central courtyard. The carriage comes to a halt just on the other side of a large tree in the middle of this courtyard. And here, a few servants take to opening the carriage door and offloading your luggage. And a long man with a thin twirled mustache approaches, dressed in a blue doublet with matching pants. So underneath the shade of this tree, you get out, stretch for a moment, take in the high sun and the cloudy sky. The man addresses you. So, I assume that you are the guests that we're expecting.
I
Yes.
imagine that's correct.
Trin,
Yes,
correct?
yes,
The
Trin
Lore
Twilight,
Walker?
Lore Walker extraordinaire. Well, War Walker. I've been given a promotion. No, it's not catching on. No, need some more. Yes, I'm a Lore Walker. Wind out of my sails. I was trying to, as bards, we gotta experiment. Anyway, yes, it's us.
Either way, the servants should take in most of your belongings and set you up in the guest rooms in the upper hall. You are considered esteemed guests, and as Lady Ashburn and Lord Ashburn are considered friends to the cause, you are more than welcome to stay here. They shall look after your friend and keep him in comfort until the time in which he wakes and decides for himself what next steps shall be taken.
Oh,
Or if you decide to take them for him. Either way.
so he's still resting then.
Yes, they put him in one of the guest rooms on the same floor that you all be in.
Very well. Thank you for your master's generous hospitality.
Most important trade.
Either way, you can refer to me as Freed,
Read.
the house steward for the Ashburns.
Read.
Anything that you might need or need from any of the other servants, you can either go through myself or you could go through the governess or the game warden. Either way,
And how
they will treat you as esteemed guests like nobility yourselves. You're welcome to stay as long as you'd like.
and how have the Ashburns been as of late?
They have been fine.
That's good to hear. Any rules of the estate that myself or my companion should be aware of, as to not bring disrespect to our hosts?
I think the rules are fairly clear almost anywhere you go.
Right.
Address them as lord and lady and titles and so on and so forth.
So
Don't steal, don't break anything, don't cause violence on the property.
very good. As such, Locke, I'm talking to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna need your help ensuring that these rules are followed strictly. I think you know what I mean.
Oh, I can't stop him.
Oh my God, you have no tact. You have no tact at all.
Godric, I need you to be on your best behavior. If you can't think of the right thing to say, it's nothing at all.
Listen, we're not unaccustomed to adventurers of your types being on the property. Like I said, we're allies to the cause. You wouldn't be the first and you won't be the last to arrive. Just be reasonable.
Yes.
You make accommodations and feed you and give you a place to rest. And plan your next steps.
And that is exactly what we will do. Thank you, Freed.
Yes, absolutely. And he gives like a slight bow. And the servants took all of your guys' luggage inside. You're carrying packs, all of it. Whatever wasn't strapped to your person went upstairs to your rooms while you were having this conversation.
That's super cool. Oh, Theon, I know you know about servants. We should get some servants.
I have one.
Well, no, I mean like all of us. We should get like
Fault.
maybe a couple for each of us.
Be quite cumbersome. I forget about Burb all the time.
Oh, we get whoop.
They would be massacred at the first dragon that retaliates at us.
Well, we're going to all be massacred at the first dragon, but that's all right.
Most
Well,
likely.
we don't bring the servants to the dragon.
Well, the dragon might come to us.
Oh, but
We are making quite a stir, and it's only going to get worse.
I don't plan on stopping from pissing off dragons.
we're gonna come back to this.
Recruiting allies, I agree with, but paid servants seems harsh.
Well, I'm going to head inside. Freed, would you be able to take me to where our friend is staying?
Yes, I shall have one of the servants direct you there.
Perfect, thank you.
So he kind of looks over. You, young boy, come over here. Boy runs over, and he kind of leans over and whispers in his ear. He says, follow me, ma'am. And take you up to the upper hall."
Yeah, I'll follow him inside.
And as you're kind of going inside, he's just talking to you. He's like, I believe the lady went to the village to fetch the town to fetch one of the doctors who's worked on adventures before. They should be back this evening. You're just going inside.
That's very good to know, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Freed and all the other servants eventually go inside. He turns as he goes up the steps into the manor, which is this beautiful set of polished stone stairs with these handrails of like this very bright oak, and there's this glowering, like incredibly detailed like gargoyle that's just sitting over the stairs, just looking down at the courtyard. And he turns, "Well, make your way inside when you are ready. If you have any business to talk amongst yourselves, or you want to explore the estate, feel free to. The estate is rather large, so we have horses that you could ride if you'd like to ride out and see something of the hunting grounds nearby, the creek. Either way." He just turns and heads inside the door, following after Katerina.
Well, Katerina always has her eye on the prize. I guess we would be pretty remiss if you weren't there when he woke up, right?
Don't care.
I was talking to the rest of the room. Well, the yard. I was talking to the rest of the yard. Sometimes I have to remind these two they have feelings. I'm so
I-
depressed.
I'm not looking forward. I'm happy we saved. Feelings. My feelings are deep regret. So,
And how do you deal with deep regret, Locke?
work.
No! 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 You need help. You need to like
Is
not internalize everything. You need to, talk about your feelings and talk to people you care about and be like, I'm sorry I let you down. Please forgive me. I swear. Or however you would do. Beep boop. I'm sorry I let you down. I am a failure.
I've never
Beep, boop.
talked like that.
Well,
I've never
kind of a little
talked like
bit.
that.
A little bit. When I first met you, you talked like that a little bit. Anyway, you're missing the point. Like I said, 0 tact. We're going to have to work on that as well. If we're going to be doing any kind of representing of anything. And you
What?
keep doing what you're doing. You're beautiful. Start walking inside.
He's not wrong. Elven warriors often talk about their feelings and do
That's
our
the
best
second
to
compliment he's given.
uplift each other.
Fantastic.
Figure in hundreds
Uplift.
of years.
That is actually a good idea. We haven't studied your letters or worked on your handwriting in weeks.
Otheon, are you familiar with how to wield 2 weapons at all?
No,
Yes,
no.
of course. It will be. It's pretty much basic. I'm sure you've seen Elvis fight. It's kind of their preferred form.
Nope.
Always 2 swords. Always.
Well, how about a sword and a hammer?
Can be done. A bit unwieldy, I suppose.
I don't know. I'm
Perhaps
not.
if you treated the hammer like an axe, developed a high sword, low axe stance, it could work.
Altheon, don't indulge him. Have you seen his handwriting? He needs practice.
I'd prefer if he didn't know how to write letters at all.
Well, depending how long we're here, if you could give me some training. There we go.
We could discuss something like that. Locke, you just said that you throw yourself into work when you're feeling down,
Yeah, and then
and
he
now you're trying
suggested
to teach someone, so you're doing it right now.
Well, he suggested I help someone or uplift it, or you did that. You said that I should help and uplift my allies. Well,
Yes, but it's a bridge. You only do it when they are doing it to you as well. So until you're ready to receive that
I know what you meant.
counsel, all right,
Yes.
away with you.
Fine.
Probably follow Katerina.
I will do that.
Was I? I wasn't too harsh on him, was I?
No. And then I close the door.
We could, maybe down by the creek.
It just at some point, depending how long Hargraves is going to be resting.
Sure. Trin? You're going with Katerina?
Yes. Yes!
Well, I mean, I assumed.
Yes!
All right.
He's done a lot of yelling lately.
He's further away from our ears than everyone else. Perhaps it's that.
I don't think so.
Maybe he's just angry.
I'm gonna head upstairs and put all my stuff away. Well, the weapons away, besides the sword and the hammer. And then we sit down and tune the sword if we have time.
You all going inside? Nobody has anything to do they want to do in the courtyard or anything?
I'm still in the courtyard. I'm gonna start downloading all of our gear and get Burrup and Misha situated.
Yeah, they're just snoring their way through everything. He's sleeping, just in there in the cart.
Throw pebbles at him until he wakes up. Out of arm's reach.
Yeah, he jumps up after 3 or 4 as the pebbles start getting larger, and you feel like you're throwing rocks at him instead of pebbles. He just looks around and Oh, it looks like we're here.
Yes, everybody's very welcoming. It's a nice change of pace. Let's not do anything to ruin that welcome.
Oh, so you already talked to Godric then?
Trin did,
Okay.
but maybe you could have that talk with Misha.
The fox just yawns and rolls back over in the carriage seat.
I don't know how long we're going to be here. I feel like we're kind of wasting our time, but they need this done.
They just want to make sure that he's not dead, right? So, I mean, a few days should be all that's needed.
Right, I mean, we knew he wasn't dead when he left. I think they're all hoping to, in some way, feel less guilty about everything by saying hello to him.
Well, I can assist with some stuff. Many of the herbs are different from Erador, but I could still mix some concoctions and some healing salves to see if that will help him in any way.
Sure, there's a doctor coming from the town if you want to offer your services. Wouldn't be a bad idea.
He jumps down from the carriage. As long as he doesn't run away screaming, and he just stretches.
Well, he's Goliath, so you at least won't be that big to him. But remember that most of the people here aren't used to seeing bugbears, at least within the walls.
I'm sure they're more used to seeing them than we think. Just maybe not on the same side as they are.
Right. I don't know, maybe we should buy you a hat. You could tip it to them or something.
You
seem
don't
civilized.
smell it, do you?
I don't. What do you smell?
The smell of warg. They've been here recently.
Really? Everything seems fine. But they probably do withstand the occasional attack.
Could just be a wild pack roaming. Most wargs are bred from stock for war and for battle, but at one point in time they were wild. Primordial creatures.
I haven't seen a warg in quite some time. Hopefully I don't see one here either. Something disturbing about them.
Either way, I'll make myself available to the doctor when he arrives, the healer. Misha, come on, out of the carriage. She jumps out, climbs down the side, and hits the ground. Shakes her head, and her ears kind of go up. She looks around, and she runs over to the tree and kind of looks up at it and stretches her paws out on it, and then just sits underneath it. And when she does, you realize that there's a placard in the tree. Just a piece of metal, bronze, some alloy. And it looks like there's something inscribed in it.
In common?
Mhm.
I'll read it.
It just has a quote. It just says, "Unlimited power corrupts the possessor. Where law ends, tyranny begins."
Interesting. Quite the quote for an estate. I'll have to ask about that. I'll turn and continue getting stuff out of the carriage. Slowly, as I'm doing that, I'll start taking off most of my armor too.
Okay. Trin, did you go inside?
Yeah, I did.
Godric went inside. Locke, did you go inside?
Yeah.
So, just inside the entrance as you come in, you can see Katarina hitting the top of the grand staircase going up to the second story. Just inside the main hall of the manor house, you find yourself looking at your feet following a running blue carpet in front of wide stairs leading up to this expansive landing decorated with antique paintings and gilded frames. From the landing, two more massive staircases kind of branch out to the balconies leading to the upper rooms of the manor. The rich dark wood is highlighted in its quality by lighted candles along the walls, as well as an enormous chandelier bound by these thick chains to the ceiling of the room. And you can hear the sounds of the staff in the kitchen and see the other hallways, which probably lead to various parlors, rooms, libraries, whatever. The manor's pretty large. But, so what do you want to do?
I'm gonna follow up the stairs. I kind of really see what Hargrave's accommodations look like.
Lock?
I had one of the servants lead me to the room where they took my luggage. Not that I had much.
Okay. Godric?
I'm going to sit down and attune to my plate.
Just in the middle of the hallway, or?
No, I'm sitting in my room.
Oh.
I'm gonna head there, find my room. I'm assuming Locke's gonna be in the same area. I'm gonna put all my stuff, all the extra weapons I have and everything
I
there.
grab my one bag and then take it to his room and just find a seat while he's doing that.
So all the rooms are fairly beautiful. They're fragranted with lilac, lavender, furnished elegantly with large four-post beds laden with goose-down pillows, silken sheets. Comfortable high-back chairs dominate most of the corners of the room where there's windows. Flanking each of these rooms has its own individual hearth. Perfumed basins with perfumed water, clean towels. Extra clothes are even provided in armoires for probably expected guests to change into. But nothing that will fit Godric, obviously. But there's plenty of just dresses to choose from that they're just in the armoire. There's 8 or 9 of them in there, and they're fairly nice. Some refreshments on one of the small tables. All of your rooms are very similar in either styling. Some of you have paintings, some of you don't. Hargraves is a very similar room. You can see a couple of maids in his room taking care of him, changing out bandages and such. At this point, he's breathing better, and it looks like most of his external, if he had any external wounds, it looks like most of them have already healed at this point.
And I would have just pulled up a chair near his bed and I'm just sitting there.
I forget that he's a Goliath, and then you see him and he's huge.
Oh yeah, the bed is definitely not designed for him. His legs are coming out from underneath it, and they've taken an additional table and pushed it to the edge of the bed so that his legs can go out onto the table.
I wonder if it'll take him longer to heal just because he's so much bigger and there's so much more stuff.
He's very strong. If anyone can heal from it, he can.
I guess so. Kind of feel a little bad we had to put the hurt on him, though. But I guess there wasn't really much of an option.
Nothing compared to what he's been dealing with for the last year.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of look him over and just double check on his on how his breathing is and how labored is it, and does it seem like he's in more of a coma kind of state, or if he's in he may wake up soon.
Okay, so
With my expertise in that subject.
okay, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Medicine. Oh! It's gonna be right as rain in no time! That's 7.
The confidence. That's charisma.
Can I make a medicine check with charisma? I got an 8. Oh, it's a 7.
I don't know. You've seen a lot of people wounded and hurt over the years adventuring, way more than you care to remember at times. If the healer arrives and he continues trending this way, he's not necessarily in a coma, but because you can see that he's dreaming, and he looks like he's healing. He's just tired.
Mm. Oh, oops. Oh, that started bleeding. Just cover that up with a bandage. As I put a bandage on something that kind of tore as I was like checking him out.
That's
an alarm.
Mike.
Is that Mike? Mike!
Copyright infringement right there.
Mike, what are you
What the
doing?
hell was that?
I muted my phone. What is
No,
this?
you didn't. Not to your boss.
Yeah. This is a good time for us to take a break anyways. So let's just take a
Systems
break.
check.
Let's system check and make sure Mike doesn't
What
ruin
just
my
happened?
hard-worked setup for everything that's going on right now. Anyways. We're going to be back in like 15-ish minutes, and we'll get back and see how Hargraves is doing.
Get yourself a snack.
Yeah, get yourself a snack.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves some snacks.
Mike.
Everything you did
Yeah,
was uncomfortable.
that's what I thought.
You son of a bitch.
I only did one
Every
thing.
I don't know what you did, but
You
no.
Said the thing.
But no.
We're back.
What did
We
you
are
touch me with?
He just
Out
no.
of context quotes. What did you touch
Add
me
to
with?
our
Alex.
non-existent quote system. What
Yeah.
did you touch me
Actually, is the thing?
No, quote system's still there.
It's still there.
with? Yeah, it's just not used because it's complicated and
Actually, fuck that.
You also have to spell it right.
Shut up.
Probably.
Probably.
Queto.
Code.
Or Kobold's responsible for the quote system now. It's his thing.
From episode 67. Alex, is this what it's like when I talk?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oddly
remember.
relevant to right now. Anyways. So, back in the room where Hargraves is resting. Peacefully, it seems. Dreaming. Trin and Katerina. The maids finish up their duties inside the room and exit, leaving you two alone in there with Hargraves.
Well, it seems like they didn't notice. Must not be that bad. He'll bounce right back. But it seems like he's dreaming. Maybe it's better that way, so he has a little bit of a reprieve. I didn't tell anyone, but I totally went in there.
In where?
His dreams. I wanted to see what was going on. I wanted to see if it was a toy mind broken.
And
Nope, totally not mind broken. Didn't seem that way anyway. He was replaying through some of his youth. Not necessarily great stuff, but familiar. Another sense of familiarity and being comfortable fighting back some bad guys that were well within his ability to handle. I hate those dreams where the bad guys, you fight them back, but then it doesn't feel like a dream anymore because they're actually beating you, and you're like, what the fuck? This is my dream! But anyway, so that doesn't seem to be happening to him. I tried to, appear before him with my angelic voice and give him some peace of mind. A subtle thing, like maybe it was his own idea. I don't know if it'll carry over or even mean anything, but it was worth a shot.
I think so. It probably at least gave him some comfort.
Yeah,
Maybe this is where he's been the whole time, while the werewolf was being tortured.
maybe. If that's... This is hard. No, I think if that's what makes him comfortable, everything else must really suck. Just in general, doesn't seem like he's had a kind life. In general.
No, I don't think so.
You know, I think in that way he probably has a lot in common with Godric. I was thinking about helping Godric out, but he seems so averse to my kind of magic. I wanted to send him back home for a little bit so he could see some of his old friends or his mentor. You know, sneak up while he's sleeping and just boop, send him there. Might take him a little while to catch on, though.
Yeah.
But, it seems like that would really bother him. I was fishing for information and he was just really resistant.
I just think he's very independent.
I love you too.
Oh, maybe that stuff's kind of good for him, though. Like Locke, for example. He's so busy trying to avoid everything. Maybe getting a little dose or exposure to the things he's scared of. Not monsters, but reality, feelings, people he cares about. Maybe it's easier, you know, just focusing on all these horrible things, because it's the horrible things that they focus on is something they can handle, not whatever their imagination is making up for the things they're trying to avoid. Anyway, I was thinking that maybe I could send them back to see Wise Drifter or something. You know, maybe someone who could give him some invite or help him in ways that I can't. Fortunately, Locke doesn't really dream, so I can't really help him out with his feelings short of talking to him, and I don't get very far with that.
It's less obvious, but I think he cares about us a lot. I mean, he wouldn't be here if he didn't.
Yeah, I just wish he could admit that to himself. What about you, Katarina? I know the attention's kind of been on, you know, Hargraves and Locke and trying to go back to visit old Leon's family, which I honestly feel real bad about how that went, even though I had nothing to do with it. For once, it wasn't me, which is kind of nice. But I just wish it wasn't anything at all. Like, how are you feeling?
It's difficult. I'm feeling a lot of different ways about this. Obviously, it's good that he's back. So I'll try to focus on that one.
That's probably best. You know, I had a friend when I was striking out to be the adventurer that, you know, filling the boots of Von Bell. I really felt like I was failing left and right. You know, I make up for that by trying to make friends everywhere I go. And in one little tavern I was staying in, I was speaking to one of the local bards. And at the time, I was in a pretty rough spot, and he's lived a pretty rough life himself. And he said that the thing that makes it so he's able to keep going is to celebrate the little things. Every little thing you get right. Because otherwise you're just stuck with these big monolithic things that get in your way and you feel like you can't accomplish. Because you're so focused on that, you miss all the little things that you do get right.
I think that's very good advice. If we were constantly judging our success by whether the entire cult of domination has been defeated, we'd be sorely disappointed all of the time.
Yeah, that's true. But the reason I say that to you is because, you know, Altheon's very philosophical and Godric is short-sighted. And Locke is all up in his head, just in a very different way than Altheon.
Mm.
And they're different but similar. You would think they would get along better. But I feel like it's you that helps them recenter and focus on the things that matter. So I just wanted to thank you for that.
I certainly have help. I have help with that. I honestly kind of think of you as a moral center for the group. A lot of the time.
Well, I try. You know, we all make mistakes, so I'll catch you if you slip up, and you catch me when I'm slipping up. I know I can be, I don't know, dramatic at times every once in a while. So,
Well, that's alright. It balances out Altheon and Locke, who are quite serious all the time, so have to have a little bit of drama. Keep it
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah, if nothing else, then to keep them on their toes. I think dosing them with a little bit of drama will make them more complete people. Because they're both very distinguished, but there are definitely some gaps there, whether they like to admit it or not. It's good for them.
Well, it might be easier for them to see flaws in each other when they're so similar. They can see the worst part of themselves in each other. And that might make it difficult to see and focus on the good parts.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm nothing but great, so I don't really see flaws in anybody. Just ways I can help them. Except for Godric, who's short-sighted. Always focused on the here and now. But he means well.
We certainly are a group with a wide range.
Extremes. I can't help but wonder where we'd be at if Mason had made it out with the rest of you. Probably be a little different. Probably wouldn't have needed my help. At least not as much.
I think we would have. He just would have also needed your help. Would have been much more work for you.
I can only imagine. Godric by himself, but another Goliath. Oh, jeez. The dog Goliath. Oh, jeez.
I do know that we wouldn't be here right now. And I think here right now is pretty good, so.
This is pretty good. Pretty swank. Little pool with the choir.
That's certainly a good perk that the rest of us don't have.
Yeah, and it is nice that he'll be able to wake up in a non-hellish dungeon with cages and without cages and dead bodies and blood spatters all over the place.
I can imagine just not being in pain must be the best feeling in the world right now.
Well, that's why I think he'll be in pain for a long time. At least when he comes back. Have you thought about what you're gonna talk to him about? Just say hello and I don't know. So what do you say about hell? Maybe just thank yous. Maybe you don't have to have all the words, but just say what you mean anyway.
I think us being here will be the most important part.
You're probably right. And speaking of being here, where the fuck is Locke?
Did he come upstairs?
He was supposed to. He was right behind me a little while ago. I was giving this lecture of how he needed to throw himself at Hargrave's feet and beg for forgiveness and vocalize his regret. He's so in his head that maybe if he just talked to someone about it. I can only imagine he's just running through it over and over and punishing himself. And, the ones he's wronged isn't him, it's everyone else. Well, he didn't even necessarily wrong him, he just made a mistake. So maybe if he gave them a chance to forgive him, he could forgive himself.
You and I know that there's nothing to forgive, but it might take Hargraves forgiving him for Locke to see that too.
Well, Locke is avoiding things. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. In fact, I'm gonna go find him.
I'll be here if you need me.
All right. Bye. Locke! Where are you? Get back over here! Supposed to be prostrating yourself or something. Some big word like that. As I walk down the hall.
All right. So what are you doing?
I'm sitting in the room with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking over his new weapon and
Yep.
sharpening or whatever he does.
Playing with it.
Yeah, playing with it.
Wielding both weapons, awkwardly thinking about how to do stuff.
You know what you should do? You should take the really sharp one and just run through the hallways with it.
Run with this.
Yeah.
I am just studying my spell book. Or my spell shard. Doing my best to stay silent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it only takes an hour to attune, so eventually you do. So it's your weapon. You
Yeah.
equip it.
And I unattune from the ring of poison resistance to do so.
Okay.
Well, what do you think? Is it a sword enough for you?
A little small.
It is a little small in your hand.
Probably not going to be wielding it. Well, might be able to maybe a half hand in there. It'll take some getting used to. But it should do what it needs to.
We're going to go check on Hargraves?
And healing him, we're going to wait for him to wake up. There's no point. There's no point in going over there. We just got him here.
Do me a favor, as I hear Trin. Go
Oh.
check on Hargraves. Tell Trin you haven't seen me.
Fine. I get up. I just nod at him and I walk away. Go check on Hargraves. As I see, what are you doing, Trin? Why are you yelling?
I'm looking for Locke.
No,
He's supposed to be asking Hargrave for forgiveness and talking about his feelings and stuff.
I haven't seen him. And I keep walking by.
What do you mean? I know you've seen him. You guys are attached at the hip. You can't just pretend. Stop ignoring me.
As I start following him down the hallway.
I don't know what to tell you. I haven't seen him. Just doing what I'm told.
You're lying. I know you're lying. If I have to turn this whole manor upside down, I will find that piece of scrap metal. Fine. Be that way. I'm going to remember this.
Bye.
So I go the direction he pointed.
Gotcha. Walking down the halls.
Did you betray me and point me in the wrong direction?
You'll never know.
DM, did he betray me and point me in the
Yeah, he
wrong
literally has to
direction?
ask you.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to.
You'll never.
Yeah.
End scene.
Insane.
I pointed you past the room at which Locke was in. I was asked.
There's only so many rooms in the house.
You find some of my things in one of the empty rooms.
Damn it, Locke must be outside or something practicing his magic. I'll go grab one of the horses. I'll track him down. I have detective skills. Remember your lore walker training. I'm gonna go down and start exploring the ground.
Okay. It's a lot to explore.
Determined.
Nice.
All right. What's Oltheon doing then?
I was unpacking everything and getting ready to train / spar with Godric when he finally came down.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna head there instead of Hargraves' room.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't any intention of going to see Hargraves.
Okay.
So he's just not awake. I'm telling you. Sitting there just pointless.
It's like talking to a chair or something. Can't hear me anyways, right?
I get that enough with Locke. I don't need to do it with Hargraves.
Godric, there you are.
Sorry, I was attuning to this.
I
And
don't
then
care. Come with me.
Excellent.
I pulled out a. I've got my longsword in one hand and just a mediocrely carved tree branch in the other. The thing is, I don't know what your foundation is. It seems as if you have none whatsoever. But I don't mean that rudely. I just mean that we're very different styles of warriors.
I just go with do what feels right.
Right. Well, what I'm going to teach you is something a little bit different. I want you to get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. We're going to work on stances and patience. We'll use this tree here. I square up on the tree. The first thing everyone messes up terribly so is you're going to get yourself tied up in your weapons, on your limbs, and you're going to end up punching yourself. I guarantee it. So, what you're going to work on is what we call flow. And then I just start moving up on the left side and then down on the right side of the tree, and then I'll take a step and do the same thing. And I just go through this almost dance-like motion with the items I'm wielding. It should look just like this, and if you screw it up, you're going to start over. 1 hour.
All right, then. I attempt to try to do what he did. Only difference is instead of like flowing with the hammer, I'll try to give the hammer a harder hit and then flow with the sword.
No, you're going to destroy the tree. You have an hour of this. Godric, slow down.
Andy.
You're going to fight from a place that has nothing to do with anger.
No.
Fight from a place of peace.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, what's something that you think of when I say peace?
What happens when I hit someone with the hammer really hard? That they're in pieces?
Oh, all right. Let's try something else. What feeling do you get when you think about home?
Sadness?
All right.
Longing?
Okay. Look out. You're in your village right now. Look out across the mountains. I'm sure they're very tall and cold. You remember that the snow-capped tips, the trees moving in the wind, and that sort of just emptiness. Right after a new snow falls. No birds, no animals. Just kind of silent with almost an echo. Think about that. Well, Godric, you stopped swinging. You're just thinking.
This is what you told me to do.
Can't
Well,
multitask.
I want you to multitask. You do the one while thinking of the other.
I didn't realize it was going to be this type of lesson.
I'm gonna try to do what I'm being instructed to do as best as I can.
And I do my best not to pick on him, even though I want to so bad.
Yes, I'm just gonna spend some time trying to not get my arms caught up in two weapons. Okay.
After a little while, you're joined in the room by Burrup, who comes in and checks on Hargraves. He doesn't really say anything to you. Misha doesn't follow him in there, at least you don't see her. But he goes and looks at him and kind of touches his wrists and moves his hands and opens up his eyelids and kind of looks on the inside and then takes this like plant and kind of mushes up in his fingers and then just like puts it on the inside of his mouth. And then he turns and looks at you and just nods, and as he's leaving the room, the healer isn't here yet. When the healer gets here, I'll come back. He's not dead.
Thank you.
And he just closes the door. After about an hour or so of you guys sparring, a few riders come through the gate, and you see very obviously a healer has a whole bunch of vials and potions and stuff, alchemical ingredients packed onto the horse. And then you see a couple of armed guards in their brigandine with their swords. One of them's carrying a banner. It has the Ashburn family sigil on it. And the other rider is more than likely Lady Ashburn herself. They kind of ride up into the courtyard, see you two there, and the servants come out and start taking the horses and their equipment off. They lead the horses away. And the lady and the two guards come over. So, she's a fairly attractive, fair-skinned woman in her mid-years. She's wearing this long patterned dress slashed with this bright yellow underneath the sleeves, and her hair is this deep brown that's braided with a simple cloth band around her forehead. She comes over. So you two are some of the adventurers that are staying with us, then?
Correct.
Allies
Yep.
to the Brotherhood of the Silver Choir.
Exactly that. This is Godric. I'm
Yep.
Ortheon.
Nice to meet your acquaintance. Have you seen my husband yet on the grounds? Is he here?
I can't say that I have.
He must still out be on the hunt then.
Definitely haven't seen anybody.
So she turns over to the healer. Just go upstairs, you know where he is. Go and check in on him.
Lady, one of my compatriots is he has a nose for things, and he sensed wargs in the area. Your
It's very
husband is-
astute. Sense the hunt.
They're hunting wargs.
No, my husband is out with our groundskeeper and some of the other men getting rid of them.
Oh, they are hunting wargs. Sorry,
Yes.
my common isn't always the best.
That's fine.
It's my fourth language.
It's a regular event, regular occurrence. Sometimes it's goblins, sometimes it's just the wargs. Either way, they come and they take cattle from the villagers or sheep or whatever they can get their hands on, and they flee into the woods.
Just wanted to warn you in case they were unaware.
Either way, well,
Thank
keep
you.
doing what you're doing then.
We shall. Thank you so much for your hospitality.
She looks at you. Don't destroy the tree, though.
I'm doing my best not to.
It's an important tree.
Should we hit a different tree?
Yes, perhaps we move.
Yeah, you should probably hit another tree.
I'm gonna go to a different tree.
It's an important tree to the family.
Is-
It's been here since the estate was founded, and it was one of the only trees that survived one of the great fires that swept through the lands during the Dragon Wars.
The plaque atop it, what significance does that hold?
So she kind of walks over to it, and she reads it out loud. My husband's great-great-grandfather, unfortunately, had to deal with another family member's corruption, which led to a small amount of infighting. And when he was finally overthrown and defeated, these were the words that his great-grandfather spoke, and we immortalized them on this tree.
It's good to remember things like that.
It's good to remember where our places are, not to get greedy, do our duties to the people who are underneath us.
That's
He had
correct.
become obsessed with moving up. And in doing so, he forgot the people who live here, who serve us. By the way, it's all ancient history now for our family.
But you said it right. It is our duty to those beneath us. We are as much their servants as they are ours.
My husband and I both agree, which is why we've been supporting the Silver Choir for quite some time now. They stay here, this is a safe place for them, safe from those who would do them harm, safe from spies. The people in town know who to look for, how to look for them, and we keep the land safe.
Seem to be doing well, and I thank you for your hospitality again.
Things have been generally peaceful, aside from the war happening nearby. Near is a strange way to put it, I guess nearest as it could be. Had some trouble with brigands and bandits and those who flee their duties, being on the roads, harassing people nearby in the territories. We've increased our patrols, which is why we came across the wargs and found their tracks going across our estate. Hopefully my husband and his men can get to them before they may actually harm somebody.
Well, you seem confident in your husband's skills, and I'm sure, knowing what he was riding into, he wouldn't have done it if he didn't think he could. But should you need assistance, I'm sure we could provide that.
I appreciate the offer. It shouldn't be necessary. Like I said, this is a regular occurrence. Happens every season or so. There's normally no more than a dozen, so we grab a couple of woodsmen and a few other the strong hands, the young men who would like to prove themselves, and they go and slay them. And it should be back tonight. Might be late in the evening. I'll entertain you tonight then. We eat in the Great Hall.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you. My
She
friends
turns to
are-
walk away, and then stops.
Sorry, my friends have already made themselves at home. I do believe they're waiting in on the man you are caretaking for us. But,
Yes, Ben Wallace saw to it that the servants and everyone were informed on who to expect, who our guests were, what they looked like, and he should be back, maybe within a day or so, with more supplies.
right.
Your friend came back to us completely naked, with no weapons or nothing. We've taken it upon ourselves to reach out to a tailor in Conewald, fetch him some armaments, and have them brought here.
So you weren't informed as to his nature?
Oh, I'm aware he's a blood hunter.
Yes, he's afflicted with what appears to be a more controllable form of lycanthropy. Though, I'm sorry you were not told beforehand. Part of why we are here, to see what happens when he wakes up.
I've heard stories about blood hunters before. Their natures, their various ailments. Would not surprise me. I was informed that he would be safe, that he wouldn't be a danger to myself, my staff, my husband, or the people here, and that the Silver Choir looks to get in contact with a nearby enclave or find passing blood hunters to put him with.
Excellent.
He can stay on the grounds if he so chooses, or he can leave if he so chooses. Hence why we're bringing him armaments and armor. The roads are, like I said, dangerous currently. They didn't used to be not more than a few years ago. Things are changing. Even the wildflowers bloom differently now.
Well, they're certainly beautiful, as is.
We tend to encourage their growth here.
Good.
We believe it's a sign of healthy land.
The Leorans share a very similar belief.
Well, I shall retire and take care of some of the estate's duties. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask any number of the staff that are running around working.
Alright, will do.
You guys see Trin coming out, leading a horse, talking to it. Gives it an apple.
We're gonna find Locke. We're gonna chase him down. We're gonna drag him back to talk about his feelings, whether he wants to or not.
Trin, what's the horse for?
The horse is for riding on. We've talked about my stature. Makes it easier to get around.
Right, but what are you doing with it now?
Well, I'm gonna go find Locke because he's giving me the slip. He was supposed to talk to Hargraves about his feelings.
Well, you'd have had to be quite stealthy to slip past me. I've been out here the entire time.
Well, you think maybe he used magic?
No, I think maybe he used some form of deceit because Godric's got that look on his face.
What are you talking about? Godric told me he was back the way I went the way Godric pointed me to, and he wasn't there.
Was his left eye twitching when he did it?
I don't know, he's really tall, so I couldn't really see his eyes. It's really far away.
What's his tell?
Is he telling right now? Is he? Is he telling? Oh, Theon, you are a paladin, a holy man. You are required by right and law to tell me the truth.
See, I am a war master, and deceit is part of war. I am under no oath to keep the truth. That being said, I do not know where Locke is, only that he hasn't gotten by me.
All you've told me is that I can't trust you. How are we supposed to be a team?
Well, I would trust the person who told me I couldn't trust them more than the person who told me I could.
Oh, now you're just fucking getting confused, and I'm tired of this.
I pointed behind me, like he was back the way I came.
I went that way. He wasn't there.
I don't tell you, he was there when I left.
I ride over. Show me your eyes and tell me.
He was there when I left.
Is his eye twitching? Is it?
Why are you asking this guy if my eye is twitching?
He's doing that audience thing again, where he thinks he's on a stage.
I swear.
I think he's telling the truth.
When I walked by you, I was walking with you. And then, when I said I hadn't seen him,
I was asked to say that, so I did. And when I pointed behind me, it meant he was behind us.
But I went that way.
I don't know what to tell you. He was definitely there.
Did he say what he was going to do, Mr. Liar McLiar Face?
No, he didn't. He was sitting there being himself.
Dang it!
No, right back. They're searching.
Let's
Well,
give them
poor
a
man
stand to
again.
the servant.
I'll put the horse away for him.
Yeah, stable hand runs over and gets the horse. Does he not need it?
I don't even know why he got it, honestly.
He said he was going to ride the grounds and look for the wizard.
The wizard has been found.
Alright, then I shall put Sable back then. Good day, my lord. And he turns and walks away with the horse.
Such a common horse name, Sable. Probably the fourth I've heard.
Well, that was entertaining.
So you just rip roaring through the manor. I mean, the doors are all locked, other than your room, Hargraves' room, and you see Burrup in Ulthion's room.
Katarina, have you seen Locke yet?
I haven't, no.
Damn it!
And I close the door. I run over.
Burra! Burra!
What do you want?
Have you seen Locke?
No, I haven't seen Locke.
Everybody's lying to me, Burra! Tell me the truth. Have you seen Locke?
No, I haven't seen Locke. I've been in here. I'm eating.
Remember, goblin to kind of goblin.
I'm sure to take that.
As a compliment. Fine. If you're not gonna help me, I'll do it my damn self. I'm searching the grounds. Boy, young master, child, I need that horse.
And then I go
He's
on.
taking the saddle off it and stuff and just get like uncinching it. And
I'm
then
gonna need that back on. I'm sorry.
you can visibly see them. Of course you do. And just puts it back on there. They start tying it back on.
And I walk up to him.
Straps.
Thank you. But real quick, can I tell you something?
Sure, why not?
Your friends, they'll betray you. I just want you to know that. They'll betray you. Don't trust anyone. Not even yourself.
I'll take that to heart, sir. Thank you.
Well, be careful about that, because I could betray you.
He looks. No, don't. No. I don't know what this.
This could all be a
say.
trip. We're in a hallucination.
Take that saddle back off.
I'll bring him back in good condition. Oh, hey!
As I use my silver tongue.
We're gonna find that fucking robot. If it's the last thing I do.
Then I'm gonna start riding the ground.
Yeah, you two just see this whole thing unfolding. Runs over there, runs around the back, comes back around riding the horse, and rides past you,
I kind of want to
muttering to himself about finding the fucking robot.
I kind of want to say something, but at this point, this is A, entertaining, and B, he wouldn't believe me.
I don't believe you.
About what?
Why did you mislead him at the beginning?
Because Locke asked me to.
Alright, fair enough.
I think Locke is scared to have this conversation with Trin, because he knows that if he doesn't do what Trin tells him to do, Trin will never shut up. Which means he's going to do what Trin told him to do, so he's asking him to run away and hide. Or asking so he can run away and hide. There we go.
That was about as confusing as your form. Square your legs better. We're starting over. Hour starts now.
I go back to going. This is a tree I can hit, right?
You're not hitting it anyway. It's just there to stop your blow.
What? When you swing a weapon, it hits.
Fast and light. We're working on technique, not strength. You have strength. What you lack is technique. skill, really. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm processing a lot of things right now, and I had to decide how I wanted to handle this.
Process while you think about peace and strike the
Peace
tree.
doesn't work. Let me try this.
And I'm going to slow down and start thinking about the steady hammering of an anvil and trying to match pace with that instead.
Good. Predictable, but good.
Predictable's fine means that I'm more likely to hit them.
Well, it means they're more likely to see it coming.
Shit.
It's alright, we've got to start somewhere. It's just surprising that you, with no skill whatsoever, are still better than pretty much any human I've ever seen.
I just swing really hard.
Bridget's better than you, I think.
Yes. Maybe. I don't
What?
know. What the fuck just...
Turns off in the wilderness, giggling, waving at nobody.
Copy paste isn't working right.
Is that a spell?
Anyway, so there's his prawn hub link.
Yeah. I could have understood if that was.
I didn't realize it
if
was
that
related
was
to
it.
shrimp.
I wouldn't have looked at him all weird.
No, I sent him. I was sending him something. And I was like, "Hey, in case you need this specific information," but it came from like a little. I don't know what it even came from. It says every now and then, come and take my hand for. Oh, never mind.
It's a song.
Yeah, no, that's my song. Yeah,
It's totally
so I
a
started
song.
taking this from a song.
He didn't even know what it was about, and
Yeah.
he laughed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Preceded by "in case you needed that all," I'm like,
Why do I need this song?
Why do I need this?
I don't know what I need it for. There's something happening I am unaware of.
I don't think you heard me, just in case.
Just in case.
it's like, no, Andrew, I love you.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
Writing poetry to each
Yeah.
other during this session.
We don't have enough time right now, but I'd like to therapy session how he said he loved you and you replied with nice. We'll have to talk about that at
Yeah.
some point in our lives.
I could have said awesome sauce. Anyways.
Could have said, hey.
Yeah. I apologize.
Worth it.
All right.
Oh.
Where was I? Oh yeah. That's where I was. I was there doing that thing right there. A really important thing.
Welcome to Legendary Action, everybody. Where we play Dungeons and Dragons like a bunch of badasses.
That's true. Everything he just said, every word of it. Theoretically.
Ass.
It's funny. Okay, we were in the courtyard. He rides off. All right, so back to you guys training then. So
Godric, is your intent to use these exact weapons, not just to throw the hammer and then start swinging the sword?
I want to get comfortable using both in my hands, so that way if I need to hit someone in the leg with the hammer and then go for the head, I can, but then I can also throw this if I needed to. Then I can always just swing like normal.
Like your normal. Yes. All right. Well, I don't think... I would like to say that I appreciate you being receptive to my style of training. I don't think it's helping you at all.
Just a little bit. The rhythm and the calmness, I get what you mean. It's about moving your arms in such a way that you're not going to get caught up or tangled. So you have to think of a way to move your arms to something so you're not
Right. Well, maybe it's not a complete waste then. Calm yourself.
What would seem to work is thinking of an anvil.
It was peaceful for you.
Yes.
Just the ringing.
The ringing, the constant hammering, the consistent feeling.
All right. I go over and I grab my shield and just drag it over by you. And then I just start taking the pommel of my sword and hammering it on the top of my shield, trying to create that rhythmic banging.
Yeah.
You do fight from a place of fury, though. So focus on that. Just don't let it overtake you. Concentrate on your fury and find its source. And then use it.
Get moving, following that rhythm.
Make a Yeah. Thanks, Alex. You're on timeout now. Yeah.
That got me over.
Thank you. Make a athletics check.
All right.
Yes, make an athletics
Jeez
check.
Louise.
I missed, but 16.
Okay.
It's the whole thing.
Whole fucking thing.
Now make me a perception check, real quick.
Wow. There you go. Natural 20. So 21. 21.
21, you said?
Mm-hmm. I was going to say 22 because I'm trying to get in the habit of remembering I have a +1 to saved.
Leave him alone, he's in timeout.
Yeah, he's not supposed to enjoy it.
So, with the rhythmic clanging of the pommel on the shield, you look inwards for this. You try to go to the place where your rage lives, the source and the power of the runes. And there is something there. Something just beneath the surface that you can feel this burning fire, this heat building up inside you, this intensity. It feels familiar, but it doesn't. It usually happens so fast that you don't have time to think about it this deeply. But through it there is a bellowing roar in the distance, and you feel like there is a power sweeping across the land. It's almost like you can see the memories of the dragon that is in your runes. With powerful wings that cause hurricanes, you rule over a wide territory. People worship you. They bring you whatever you ask for. You kill all other contenders to your power, to your throne. Until another dragon comes. And you envision this scene, this out-of-body experience, as a voice speaks down to you. At first, distant and difficult to hear, quiet, but then becomes clear. And it says to you, it is time to make war upon the mortal races. Gothamar, will you join me? And you simply raise your head and look and respond, yes, Queen Takesis. What you see is this calm, collected Goliath. This powerful magic emanates from his runes. This wafts off him into the surrounding areas, picking up dirt and moving the trees, shaking it in the ground around him. And there is the same rage that you've seen him use countless times to just devastate his enemies with. It's there, and you can see it in his body and his posture, but there is now a crisp battle focus to his movements, which are purposeful, far more than you've seen them before. And he goes through the motions of doing everything that you asked him to do, following along with rhythmically to this sound that you're doing for him, this metronome you've made out of your shield. And then he roars as he comes in for a huge swing with the hammer and just stops just shy of hitting the tree, with maybe one of the mightiest swings you've seen a person take with a weapon of that design. And then he wakes up, and the magic calms, and it's just Godric standing there.
What did you do?
I don't. When I rage, I would pull from runes. I would pull its magic and just let it go. With the beat and focus, I was able to find it where it dwells and pull from it. And then I had a vision of the dragon within the runes. I was this dragon, and I learned its name, and that it fought on the side of the Takesis against the mortals.
Fascinating.
As
What was the name?
Gothamar. And as I delved deeper, I felt I was pulling from this dragon. More of its energies, more of its everything was becoming mine. And it just was so easy. Then I stopped. And now I'm here.
Then perhaps it is safe to say that your power, your strength, never came from Crom. Or Ragnar. Perhaps it's coming from the dragon within.
It always has. I did my trials. I became a weapon of my people. I was the weapon sent to kill dragons. A specific one. My dreams or nightmares. When Weisdrifter rolled the bones, it said there was to be a great hunt. So when the trials began, I think this is just, I don't know how they did it. How they captured the dragon's essence or soul and bound it to these runes that I could use it. I think I want to speak to it again.
Speak to
The dragon,
Rothramar.
When I saw him the first time, he said we were alike. It is why we were chosen. He said I was as much of a conqueror as he was. And all my desires were his. As much as, yes.
I'm sure. Glory, combat. Oh, lots of beings can share those desires.
But the desire to rule because one is stronger than everyone else.
I think most people have that desire. That's why we want strength, is to lead. Be in charge.
I've never done that. It was like being angry without angry. It was focus. It was...
Right.
What is the word you use? Grace.
Serenity.
That is a good word.
Well, you can harness that again. I look around, make sure nobody else is within earshot. Then, well, I'd be worried for the dragons that stand in your way. It was impressive, Godric.
Well, I want to do that again.
I can watch over you.
And I'm gonna nod at both of you, and I'm gonna try to do it again. I'm gonna try to find that same serenity.
Okay.
Practice a different way of delving into it for a time.
Try as you might, can't get there again.
Maybe I might try it another time. But for now, I thank you, Orpheon.
So, when we pray, the priests of Alatrari, Alatrari does not speak to us most of the time. Yet, we'll still use the same prayer that we used during the times Alatrari did speak. I think much in the same way, if you continue to master the techniques you have, the dragon will come when it's ready.
I think I will reach out to him again eventually. Ask him, find out more. Maybe see if he's willing to give me more.
Careful. I point up to the plaque on the placard on the tree.
Is a good quote.
Absolute power.
What if we need it?
We won't.
Then
I'm gonna walk right up to Ulfion and give him a hug.
thank you, Orpheon. I appreciate it. You're welcome. Oh, sorry. I was actually really excited.
You're welcome. Put me down, please.
Gently, just
Perhaps from now on, just like a fist bump.
a pat on the back.
All right. Yes, that's better.
Well, hopefully Trin comes back. I haven't heard his screaming.
Cause for alarm when I don't hear Trin. Let's go find him.
Sounds good to me.
I'm gonna look up at the plaque and kind of stop for a second before nodding my head and following after Ulthion.
As you walk away, you hear a voice in the back of your head. Just says,
It's a fine quote. But only fools lose that power.
I'll respond back with a name. Just a question.
I'm assuming that you are Gothramar.
silence.
This has gotten more weird. Hopefully I'm not the fool and lose that power then.
So, your hand, you go to sheathe your weapon, and on the bottom of your hand, you see that there are some patches of scales that sink back into your body.
I'm gonna quicken my pace to Ulthion. I'm just start looking around my arms just to make sure they're not anymore.
Don't appear to be anymore.
Alright.
So Trin, you spend the better part of most of the rest of the day riding around the estate, unsuccessfully, not unable to locate Locke. You don't pick up any tracks, any signs of anything.
You know he can
where
fly.
he could have been. Yeah.
You know that.
Son of a bitch. He's probably off in the woods or something.
It's closing down on evening as the sun is kind of coming down, getting low on the horizon there. And the clouds in the sky are hit with a ray of colors of yellows, oranges, and purples. And from where you are, you can kind of see down into this kind of small valley where you can see the fires coming from the chimneys of the farmsteads and small outlying villages that are part of the estate. Then your horse kind of shifts uncomfortably, and it kind of kicks its head up, and you can see its ears kind of move, and it swishes its tail.
Whoa.
And then something hits you and the animal at the same time, and you tumble end over end onto the ground. And you look up, and you see 3 large wargs have closed in on your location, and one is bearing down on you, paw after paw, saliva dripping down from its mouth. Until next Friday.
Ah!
What? What? What?
Oh my god!
There was so much to unpack in the last 5 minutes. I now have mounts from my Goblin City. I just have to win them over.
I just have to win them over.
These feral wild wargs.
It's just, I'm not gonna lie. First thing I thought of when he was like wargs, I was like, oh, what if I go ride one?
Mounts that you have to win over. So they're intelligent creatures, right? So I just got this character idea just popped into my head of this nobleman who like runs into brigands, like highwaymen trying to rob him, and he goes, future servants. Great.
Yeah.
Future servants.
I shall browbeat you and force you into a life of servitude.
Yeah.
Don't worry, there will be gold. Very small
I
amount.
probably just didn't realize I was a goblin that, same team.
I just see Trin going, I'm on your side, I'm on your side.
Or wild wargs don't give a shit.
And they go, ooh,
And they eat
green
goblins
lunch.
because goblins are small.
Bro, this party is split.
Hey, at least we're on the way.
I just think it's funny. That was literally my
Your
tweet. Tweet? Is it a
Your
tweet?
tweet.
Twit. Your twit?
My twit.
twit.
Yeah, that was my weekly legendary action twit on the Twitter. Twit on the Twitter.
Why do
That's
you
what I'm
say
calling
it like that?
Twit on the
That's
Twitter.
weird.
Twitter.
Twitter.
Next thing you know, you're
Twitter.
gonna tell me to go home and eat some Cool Whip. Cool Whip.
Cool whip.
Whip. Whip.
Whip.
Whip.
Whip.
Creamy whip.
Whip.
Cool
Creamy
Whip.
whip.
Wow.
We're
We're so rivetingly amazing. I just want to say that
Yeah.
right now.
This has got to be the most
We just
entertaining
sat here for
D&D
like-
stream in existence for sure.
That was fun. It was good.
I bet. I know
Especially
it's
when
fun.
all my
Man.
careful attention and building up for the scene, everything is undermined by fucking Alex.
Or a phone call.
Yeah, or a phone
Yeah,
call.
yeah,
I thought
yeah, or a
about that
phone
one
call.
We went to break, or else Mike would have been.
I would have been in
timeout
timeout
too.
as well. Don't worry. I lucked out.
Either way, good times. We'll see what happens. Does Goblin become warg food,
Or warg poo.
warg poo?
Oh, this
long
is
process.
it. Oh my god. Trin gets murdered by wargs,
and
and then he just starts playing Hargraves
Hargraves.
again.
I'm so impossibly powerful. There's no way that's gonna happen.
No way.
Dude, oh my god, that'd be like the fucking worst thing
What a-
ever.
What a twist.
Alex,
twist.
I've had
There will be
enough.
no splitting the party from ever.
Oh,
Forever.
Forever.
No, it's-
Splitting the party is the way to go.
Battle buddies.
We do it
from now on.
constantly.
Splitting the party is fun.
Mhm.
Not
I'm
when they
not-
die.
I'm not split. I have the horse on my side.
No,
Right?
I'm pretty sure the horse is under a warg right now.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Run away while they're
All the
distracted with the
important-
prey.
Yeah, dude, you ran out there chasing down Locke, trying to find him, and then you got that poor horse Sable eaten, dude. Bummer.
It's not eaten yet. It's just knocked over.
Just
It's
turn
sleeping.
invisible.
If you get Godric's in
Run away. Let them eat the horse.
Yeah,
it'll be
won't
fine.
he? That's my ultimate vengeance.
For
is
sending
dying.
you out
It's like,
there.
it's like, I wanted to live, but now that I know you'll feel guilty,
I told
Oh,
you he's
damn.
back in the
Yeah.
house.
I'm
You'll
dead.
die
Yeah,
out of
it's like I've
spite.
restored your memories. You're an adventuring party again. I even got your lost friend out of hell.
Mhm.
Seems
And
like
now
your
I died
arc.
on
Seems
you.
like your arc is finished. You know.
Yeah, I sent you back inside. You left on top of that.
Josh
Yeah,
Whedon
'cause you're a
says
bunch of
never-
liars.
never kill somebody
Yeah,
after
I
that
told
was
you.
finished.
You lied. He lied.
Not
Everybody
never.
lied.
Not never.
No.
Someone who didn't lie is kind of
At least one character in the story. needs
All
to
I
not
was waiting for
finish
is
their
like
arc.
some sort of like little thing where you're just like, all right, I'm getting into these doors one after another and some hijinks, and then you find Locke hiding in the room trying to ignore you. That's all I was waiting for.
No,
I'm like, all the doors are locked except for those ones.
I have my ways.
Yeah,
that's the
I-
best process.
I've made my decision and I stand by it.
You mean
we starting off
You mean
next
you lay
Friday
by
with
it.
combat. It's you versus who knows how many wargs. Anyways,
Enough.
enough.
At least 3.
Listen, the action economy doesn't put the odds in your favor
So
right now. I'm
hey,
just saying,
I have a
dude.
high dex. If
Yeah.
I roll high, I'm just like, be afraid, and they all run away.
You know the worst part is when your most powerful tools wouldn't stop them from finding you.
Mm.
yeah,
What?
your invisibility.
What about it?
They could sniff your ass out.
Yeah.
Oh
Real
no, I'll
quick.
just make them very afraid.
Giant, extremely
I have
intelligent
fear. I'll
wolves.
fear them. I'll just fear them away. No problem. No problemo. I'm not
In
scared.
the words of Magical Hack, he states, "That's okay. Music soothes the savage beast."
It's true.
Yeah.
That's what they say, but they
Matt-
they never do that when they're like actually.
Yeah, when they're getting
Yeah.
chased by lions and
Yeah.
stuff, they're never like, yeah, da, da, da.
He's like, listen. He just starts playing Taylor Swift on his fucking mobile. It just makes the lion more mad.
Shake it off.
Yeah.
Shake it off.
Can't you see?
You'll know it's good when the tail starts moving to the beat as you're about to be eaten.
Magical Hack, did you post the map in the Discord? I'm gonna go
Yes,
check
you
it
did.
out. Cool. I'm gonna go check it out.
What map?
You belong
He's
with
working
me.
on a map for his party. They're in what sounds like a little bit of a almost like a funhouse style dungeon.
Oh,
No,
cool.
yeah, just like a crazy dungeon. I think that's the term, right?
Unwillingly.
Is that the term for it? Funhouse dungeon when it's like a
Kind of.
Mad Mage's
I
dungeon
call them
type thing.
like Gygaxian dungeons personally.
Gygaxian makes a lot of sense, and you know what?
Yeah,
That's
but
that's
then
a
we
term that deserves to be used.
modernize it a little bit with the Gigaxian.
Sure.
Gigaxian. Like gigabyte. Gigax.
It's a gigabyte, by the way.
It's also GIF.
Gigawatts.
Yeah, and it's also pronounced jawed.
Yeah, exactly. It's also Genghis Khan.
What section did he put this in? I'm trying to find it.
Put it on its
Look,
own
while we're
section.
live, I want to tell you everything I think about your map.
We might as well. Let's give it a score.
Yeah. What
Let's
score
what
it.
section did you put it in?
We're gonna go over your map with a brush. A
Fine-tooth
fine-tooth comb.
A fine-combed tooth.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Bunch of X-Cat Darkness' stuff is in the Hall of Art.
Share your
All that looks really
campaigns.
great.
Under share your campaign.
Share your campaigns. Share
Mhm.
your campaigns. Do-do-do-do-do-do. There it is, Ben. All right. Ooh, it's a big old dungeon. Okay. Wow.
It looks like a bunch of boxes.
That tends to be dungeons, yeah.
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 Kinda looks like
Everything's
a
in
bunch
5-foot squares.
and they're not numbered or anything, so
I don't
let's
know
see.
about the
He hasn't
original.
Well, he said he was
all
still
those
filling in.
details
Yeah,
yet,
he was still filling in a bunch of the stuff. Okay, I see like what looks like.
See, I'm trying to defend you. He's being like overly critical over there.
Yeah,
It's
what's
fucking
going on?
goblin.
All right, I see some cool statues. These could be magical in nature.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
Little mazy
Is this-
maze.
a bloody room. That's got to be a warning of some sort.
I'm assuming this will be on some
Bloody
sort of
rooms are
virtual
never a good
tabletop.
sign.
Oh, never
No.
a good sign.
No.
You know, another great thing to throw into these dungeons.
That's where somebody's
other,
dungeon crawl ended.
other innocent
Yeah.
people that are being challenged as well that actually turn out to be not so innocent and they deserve to be there because they're
Oh,
monsters.
if you threw two adventuring groups in a dungeon trying to get to the center for the treasure,
They fight in the
would
middle.
they fight?
Yep, probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be a fun.
They wouldn't fight in the middle. They would split the loot evenly, leave the dungeon, and then in the middle of the night while camping, they would fight.
The
Hmm.
rogue would kill them. Got it.
Yeah.
The
It's
rogue
the
would
rogues
go
after
do
each other.
rogue shit.
It's a cool dungeon. I like the little maze on the top right. I'm excited to see what else you put in here.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
it's-
some rubble would look really cool. Like, I don't know, if the dungeon's not well kept, some rubble could be cool. If it is well kept, some secret doors would be neat.
Gelatinous
If it is
cube.
well kept,
If you want to
someone
send me
should have
the
mopped
link that
up
you're
the
trying to post
floor.
magical
I see.
Dragon, I'll
Right?
post
That's
it.
true.
I see a
That's
few
fair.
long corridors that could use a giant boulder to run from. That's all
Oh,
I'm saying.
heck yeah. If
I
you're
see
going
a lot-
crazy cool dungeon, you
Yeah,
gotta do
or-
something like
I
that.
see some tight hallways that could totally be a gelatinous cube in disguise.
Well, of
a
course.
whole hallway?
Of course, yeah.
the whole hallway.
Yeah.
And make the same party member get
Yeah.
stuck in it repeatedly.
He had an excellent experience where basically it was so still that you couldn't tell that there was a gelatinous cube there, and you just walked right,
Right
into it.
Mm-hmm.
Just got
Because-
stuck right in. It was terrible.
Because it's crystal clear, it just looked like an empty hallway. You just walked right into it. Blech.
It fucked me up so bad. I spent the next 15 minutes of that dungeon with a stick.
Yeah,
Go
that's
on.
true. Well, the 6-foot stick just walking out with it.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
flat
And then,
papered
and then guess what? I
basically.
poked the room, put the stick down, I walked in, then the motherfucker just goes.
Okay,
Just
magical
grabbed it,
hack. The center of this room, the giant portal-y looking magic circle, whatever that is. What's going on there? Is that where the players start? Because you said they were like woke up in the dungeon, right? That's kind of cool looking.
Mm. That's neat.
Ooh, some trapped miners are in the dungeon.
I would go
What?
with.
M-I-N-E-R-S.
Miners or minors?
ER, not
He
OR.
says, "Yep."
Mhm.
I would go with.
Very cool.
They all wake up separately in different rooms on the edges of the dungeon and have to work towards the middle, and everything just gets harder the closer you get, and then they're supposed to meet up, and that's why you can overcome the harder challenges.
That's pretty. That's
Mm.
pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it kind of will like funnel.
So
two
it's
of them
easy in the
together
beginning, so a
and-
solo character can manage.
Bottom
But if you go too far in without finding an ally, you're not gonna make it.
An ally or a resource or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It could be an interesting way to start a campaign like that for sure. You can kind of run everybody's session like through the week leading up to when they should all meet each other, and how well they do and perform is going to determine like their hit points and like what items they have or whether or not they even make it there. You can even make them all overcome the exact same challenges
Probably
in each of
wouldn't
their
work.
ways there technically.
You would definitely want to design the dungeon with that in mind. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how good that would work in that one, but that'd be a fun
fun
start.
concept.
Well, it just has to be 2 separate dungeons.
Yeah. That's you.
You start
Yeah.
with one layer, and it's basically a big wheel, and then they each have to get there. Once all the party starts on session 1, that's when the story starts, and that's when the actual dungeon opens.
Mm.
You can even have like 20 people. You can make it like a battle royale situation where you have to like kill other people
Yeah.
for their stuff.
Yeah, some battle royale shit. And it's like, you know, you're in a dungeon that has all the walls and the corridors, and then they all...
There's just all the signs of adventurers here before you that didn't make it.
Yeah. And then, like, all the corridors just drop, and now you're just on this, like, 500-foot empty plain, and you see, like, the other people where they're at kind of thing. And then the whole land, like, map fucking changes. And then you're like, well, I know there are 20 people out there.
See, look what you did. Imagination fuel, magical hack.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you for bringing this. So we
Yeah,
can look at it.
Yeah,
awesome.
Giving us a
Legendary,
jumping
really.
off point.
Mhm.
Start with 20 players. The last 5 living characters get to continue the campaign.
Nice.
That's not a bad one either.
Mm.
Have everyone come in with like 4 characters if you have a table of 5, and then just make it brutal.
Problem is that all 4 of my characters would live and you'd all die.
All 4 of his
I'd
characters
have
are
to play-
rogues.
I'd have to play the game by myself.
Just talking to yourself constantly.
Yeah,
You're a
that's
greedy
what
son
it
of a
is.
bitch.
I do sock puppets at that point.
Yeah.
I would. I just have like puppets lined up, and these are different characters. Because I don't know how I do it.
Man, why don't
Why
check out
can't
this
we all
rap,
get-
see?
why can't we all get along?
Don't
Shut
tell
up.
me that. Yeah. Have a mallet, you know?
Get along with his life.
That's funny.
I think it's a bad idea. Well, we'll
God,
tear it
God.
down. Yeah. He was too innocent for this world. He was never going to make it anyway.
Oh, or you give them a nemesis all the way through, something that can turn invisible and
Ooh.
haunt them.
Name him something cheesy like Red.
That'd be fun. I like Slod for that because they make the perfect predator.
They're scary monsters.
They are really strong. They can turn invisible. They can like basically teleport. They make a really good, you just play the predator theme just to freak out your character, your players. They're like, it's playing, it's near, it's near.
Do a whole it thing where it's all traumas from
I had
their
a
youth.
good moment with a slot. I was doing the predator thing with it, and my players left a sentry out.
Mhm.
They had a tiny hut, and he was inside, but he wasn't the one that cast the tiny hut. And slots have dispel magic, so he just like popped the hut, and nobody noticed because he was on the inside. He couldn't tell it disappeared, and the slot was right. I rolled random where the slot, because it can't see in either. So I rolled random. Is he on left, right, front, or back? He was behind him. Hell yeah!
Nice.
So slot pops the bubble, and the little guy's just sitting there in the middle of everybody, trying to be a good watch. And I just had the slot grab him and take him up into the trees because they were in the jungle.
Yeah.
You never saw him again.
I think it'd be cool to do something like that. But instead of just like, because I know you like the slot, so you don't want to go back to the same thing over and over.
That's true.
But like an it incarnation would be kind of neat, where it's like it's the same force, but it takes the form of like all these different people.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like the latest it.
Do you like
was the old lady that?
Oh, why'd you spring that specific one up?
Yeah, but that's just
That's
one
the
example.
only part
but-
of those movies that scared the
Yeah.
shit out of me.
Exactly. It embodies like all this stuff, right? And it's like, but obviously trigger warning players, you have to like work that out a little bit ahead of time.
Create your Pennywise.
Yeah, it's just your own version of Pennywise. And all of them have to deal with it, and that's what kind of bonds. It's like a trauma bonding kind of thing. I don't know. That's a little adult themed, but
It's part of my
if you got the right table, you can pull it off.
part of my new game package is a little questionnaire for the players, and one of the questions on there is, out of every monster in Dungeons and Dragons, which one do you personally find scary?
It was after that incident that the Rangers started putting those the one arrows that are like a little sentry gun.
Oh yeah, that's a fun spell.
He started putting those on the outside of the tiny
Good.
hut after that.
Good
My,
move.
my problem with D&D monsters is that, like, as monsters, I don't necessarily find them all that scary.
You gotta
Because I
sell
know
it,
they're
man.
like D&D, so
You
it's
gotta
hard for me to
impress
think
them.
about them in that light. But then Andrew comes to the table and he's like, "Oh, actually, brr, brr," and it's like, that's kind of fucking scary. Now that I'm like it's a real thing, but I just takes.
I don't know what we're talking about right now.
What
though.
he's saying is that if he had to think of a scary one, he couldn't. But as soon as you portrayed it, it'd be scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and because basically I'm like, I know some of the lore around some of these monsters. I'm like, oh yeah, oogie boogie spooky, but personally, I don't really think they're all that scary.
Mm.
But then when you go through the
He was
the
playing
role
golf,
play
I remember
exercise that is D&D, and you come to the table and you're like, oh yeah, I see that your mother left you and didn't love you,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
you know like
Oh, the
shit
Nothic?
like
The
that.
Nothic,
Well,
yeah.
that's just one of many examples. Like the spiders just ripping people apart. and
Okay,
phasing
face
out
spiders
of nowhere.
fuck me up.
Like
dude.
there's a bunch of fucking examples. I'm like, when these things are made real for me,
Yeah.
now they're scary.
Gotcha.
In the books, they're not scary. I can know all that lore. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not scared of it. But when it's real and you can't get away from it, yeah, it's fucking scary.
Just hunting you slowly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's selling the environment. Dude, Andrew made the dark scary. All right, like I'm not scared of the dark, but we were running through. I think this was like pre-campaign. We were running through like this temple-y
No,
spot.
that was this campaign.
It was this campaign.
It was the Temple of
Okay,
the
so we were
Formless
running.
One.
We were on an adventure. We were running through, and torches were going out, and the darkness was just like eating stuff alive, kind of stuff. Like it was just It was like necrotic, like sapping the energy out of them, kind of thing. And we were trying to basically. It was this puzzle. It was like a puzzle dungeon, and if we made the wrong turn and fell into the darkness, we knew we were dead, kind of thing. And so he made darkness scary, but he's built up the environment and the energy and like sold it, and I was like, oh, that's fucking scary. So just
Yeah, there's a Temple of the Formless One underneath ruins of a Temple of Parathor in Greencrest.
I knew about that.
Yeah.
I knew about that.
That's what he's talking about.
yeah, that's what I'm talking
That was a while ago. Holy shit.
about. Mike just remembered.
Good.
Well, I was remembering what happens at the end of it.
We win.
That's true. You did technically win.
We won with casualties, if it's the one I'm thinking of.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of casualties before I got here. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, there were some
Actually,
casualties.
before me and you got here,
Yeah, some
there were a lot of casualties. But we were here for a TPK.
Yeah, that's true.
I've gotten tired of creating new characters with players, so it's on a lull.
It's like I gave you guys one.
So what you're saying is I have nothing to worry about. And
I think I have the highest
From
death
the work?
count.
unless you've gotten tired of
You're at
trading
what, 4?
this section.
You go?
3.
Sorry?
I'm on my third character, two player deaths.
I have only ever had 2 of my characters die
Boss
at
isn't
both
dead, though.
times.
Boss is not dead.
If we
He's
count,
out
if we count what happened at this table, I've had 2 character deaths, and both times they were resurrected.
Yeah.
I've literally never lost a character to it.
I had a Cathilian
I've killed
die,
so many.
but he came back. I had Phelan dead, and that's it. And then
I haven't
technically
lost a
Conrad.
character.
That little goblin.
I count Conrad as a
The other little goblin.
Conrad as a death.
I think he's dead. Oh, I guess if that's the case,
He's dead.
then I have had 1 character death because Ezra is probably dead.
We dead.
He's
dead.
technically in the continuity of the world that you're taking, like the game is being played in.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just said if we count it because no dice were rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't need to
yes.
roll dice. The dragon hits you with fire breath. Okay?
No, I don't think you should roll
I'll
dice
have you
either.
know, I
I
get to
thought that was
negate some of
perfectly
that.
cinematic.
Okay, I can roll high.
You get to negate just enough to where it only kills you on the second pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Still counts great. Awesome. I get to wither in pain.
Boo pain. I'm not for it. Not about it.
But no,
What kind of pain?
that was
pain.
probably the most. I really enjoyed that death. for
Olmec is
Black.
still out there.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, he is, technically.
I want to hear anyone at this
Maybe.
table talking about
Theoretically.
enjoying death.
He
'cause
was
we
headed
both
to the
know
capital
that's
of
bullshit.
Tuderberg,
Yeah,
I could
What?
enjoy
Death?
Conrad's. Yeah,
which
Oh,
is
shit.
fallen.
it has fallen.
I really
Yes.
enjoyed Conrad's.
Well, if he
death
didn't make it, he
because
took a
was-
lot of them with him.
I achieved everything I wanted.
You
with
can
the
always
character.
hope.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
boy.
saw what happened to the other people, though.
You can lie to yourself,
true.
and you can lie to them. You can't lie.
I don't know why I do that.
I can lie to you. That's why you're
We
getting
know for a
involved by
fact
word. Kidding.
Your character survived, for sure.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I
Bree's
can-
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's good. She's out there somewhere.
that's true. She is
Something.
great.
Might run into her.
That'd be sick.
You guys are technically local right
Mm.
now.
Bro.
It's
Oh,
true.
that's
very local.
That's who saves Trin.
That'd be so cool.
That'd be
But now that we
fucking
just said it, it won't
awesome.
happen. She ruined
Damn
it.
it.
Yeah,
That
well, that's why
definitely
we said he
won't
was-
happen, guys.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's why we said he was going to
That's
die. Because
crazy.
once we said it, it can't
We gotta
happen.
keep an eye out on the road. We see a gold dragonborn healing people, healing the wounded or whatever.
Avoid him. Because that dude's fucked up.
He's not fucked.
Who hasn't been arrested?
If he's healing
being a
somebody, it must be
dragonborn.
an interrogation.
Hey,
That's fair.
it's a good tactic.
I cast Death Ward on him and I beat him to death.
Yep.
and bring them back.
That's how you start the interrogation.
Yeah.
Let's see how talkative they are after that.
You kill them, bring them back, and then you're like, hi, my name's, what the fuck my name is?
Hi, my name's Mark.
Hello, I'm Omak. I control the forces of life and death, and I can stretch this out as long as I want. You should start talking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Evil as fuck.
Not evil.
You're
Got
pretty
results.
Great evil act.
Mm.
It was an evil act.
No, it wasn't.
Objectively, it was evil.
Objectively evil.
No, not objective.
Get out of here with your postmodern.
Totally perspective.
Well, the perspective of everybody here is that it was evil.
Yeah.
You're all a bunch of softies. That fucking guy was an invader.
That's true.
It's true.
He was coming in to kill a whole bunch of innocent people. You gonna feel bad for him? You guys would have just killed him. I
Are
left him
actions
alive.
evil if you only do them to evil people?
Yes.
Who cares?
I don't know, man.
Every comic book I've ever read says yes.
I read The Punisher, and it is definitely his entire storyline. So
Boom.
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Yeah,
No, he's a great man.
Frank Castle even acknowledges that he's a bad
Yeah,
guy.
he's like, I'm a bad guy.
He should be the next
He's
Captain
a
America.
bad guy
He's
with the
right.
right
Have
idea.
you seen that costume?
That's a costume.
The
Made that-
Punisher cap is a very. Cool
Hang on, I didn't know that was a
Batman
thing.
It's a
has
really
so
cool
many
costume.
secondhand murders on his hands.
No, they don't count. if
Yes,
you don't-
they do.
If it doesn't happen on
Happens
screen,
screen
it doesn't
doesn't
count.
He's had the Joker at his mercy so many times. He could just kill him and be done.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but then he'd be just as bad as him. See, that's
Nope,
the
not
comic
true.
book.
One death to save
and the
thousands.
comic book's over.
You know.
Yeah, and then the comic book's over.
Okay,
Yeah,
that is a
there's other
pretty
people for me.
fucking
It's not bad.
rad. It's not
Honestly,
bad.
you maybe
Cap,
not.
Punisher cap. Yeah, not bad, but yeah.
It looks a little angry.
I don't
but-
know. What Justin was doing to some of the bad guys he was tossing around that Spider-Man game, maybe death was better.
I was like, throw this guy in, and he's like, he's dead.
He's dead. Literally, that web swings and throws him off of the building. I'm like, oh, he's dead. That guy's dead.
I was like, no, I don't want him to get
Spider-Man's a
wet.
murderer. For sure.
Didn't happen on camera.
Fun game.
I just beat it.
It's pretty good.
fucking Justin over there is a superior Spider-Man.
Mm.
Just fucking wrecking people.
Jeez. No, I'm not very good at the
I'm
game.
on issue like 15. That dude's fucking shit up.
Oh, Superior Spider.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Superior Spider-Man? Yeah.
He's pretty
He's one of
nice.
my favorite iterations of Spider-Man.
it's pretty
By
cool.
far.
It has like one of the best like initial like
I don't
panels
remember
with him like trying to fight Scorpion, and it's just him just off the jaw, and he goes, "Holy shit, he's been holding back that much!
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, when
god!"
Dr. Octavius figures out how Peter Parker's been holding back his Spider-Man when he fights
It's
people.
the greatest realization because he goes, "Whoa, wow, I fucked up."
Yeah, he's like, I should be dead.
Yeah.
It's such a good like realization from a bad guy's perspective of, I can never let him have this body back.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Otto is as Spider-Man is pretty cool. Good. Either way, it was a fun night tonight. I had fun.
It's good. It's
Mhm.
It
good.
was good.
Good
It
to
was
back
good.
in the swing of
Yeah.
things after a
Keep
nice
watching.
short-
I like when the
short
Goblin just does whatever he fucking feels like without consequence. It's pretty
so
fun.
much.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
You had us all enthralled. It was great.
Yeah.
Without consequence.
You know they talk about actors chewing the scenery.
Mhm.
He was gobbling it,
Yeah, gobbling up.
just gobbling the scenery.
God damn it.
Oddly sexual.
God damn it.
Why?
Because all he can, all he
It was
can think
oddly
is
sexual
goblin.
because dad jokes turn him on.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
God,
weird.
Man.
We're gonna end tonight with that.
We were having a
Um,
decent night.
so-
You couldn't said that.
I hope your week is as legendary as our night was, and we will see you next Friday. Have a good
Bye.
night.
Bye
Just
now.
push the button.
I'm gonna get up and go push the
Okay,
button.
we'll just keep waving goodbye like we don't know what to do.
Goodbye,
Yeah.
so long.
This is how much you mean to us. We're gonna just go goodbye forever and ever.
It's like when you think
And
someone's
ever.
taking a picture,
If
but
this
then
hand
it's
gets
a
tired,
video.
am I allowed to switch hands?
Yeah.
No?
No, you have to do it till it falls off.
Okay.
that one.